3-4 years, we've seen an unbelievable change in the whole dynamics of the football club. They want to be a big club. They've qualified for the Champions League. You have to say Eddie's done a wonderful job. The last thing you want to be doing is selling your best player, especially a centre-forward, because where the heck are you going to replace him?
There's more concern for Man United fans today. It's revealed the club are considering making them pay $4,000 just to reserve a seat at their proposed new stadium. That's before they pay for a season ticket. It's common in American sports and could raise lots of money for Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
I think it would go down like a lead balloon amongst Manchester United fans, to be honest. But what we know about Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and we've seen that over the last 18 months, doesn't really care about that, does he? He doesn't really care about the scrutiny and the criticism that comes his way. He makes his own decisions, and I think this would be another very unpopular one.
The plans have caused Simon Jordan to raise an eyebrow as well.
The irony of it is, in one breath, you've got Jim Ratcliffe sitting down, like I said earlier on, saying, please, Gov, we've got no money. And we nearly ran out in November. In the next breath, he's telling you he's going to build a £2.5 billion stadium.
They're building the Taj Mahal in Salford. Yeah, absolutely.
Meanwhile, we understand Man United have spoken to Aston Villa again about signing Ollie Watkins. United would need to get rid of some of their bomb squad first. Villa have shown an interest in Alejandro Garnacho, and they value Watkins at $60 million. There's more on this and loads more transfer news at talksport.com. And Kira Walsh has been speaking ahead of another major final between England and Spain. The Lionesses sound a bit more confident this time.
We are relentless and we've got belief in ourselves that even in the 90th minute we can get a goal and we can win. And yeah, I think that's what's really special about us at the minute. There's respect between the teams and they play incredible football, and we know that we do on our day as well. So the Spanish team, they're incredible and they've got some really good players, but I think we also know what we're capable of and where we can hurt them. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game.
The Euros final is live on talkSPORT on Sunday afternoon.
This is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker with you through until 4 here on talkSPORT. Where this afternoon, Charlie, please tell us what's coming up.
Coming up over the next 3 hours, we'll speak to the man who broke that Isak wants out of Newcastle story. England legend Kelly Smith gives us her Lionesses blueprint for beating Spain in Sunday's final. And we'll ask a Manchester United fan whether they've bought a £4,000 seat licence yet.
Yeah, I'd like to think they've all rushed out today and spent $4,000 on a seat licence. Yeah. The right to buy a seat at Old Trafford for the next 30 years.
That's lovely.
What if you're 70?
Do you get the actual seat?
I think you take it home with you.
You take it home with you.
Should be able to, shouldn't you?
Should be allowed.
Unclip it.
Yeah, why not?
For that sort of money. We're also after your Beano weapons memories.
Yeah.
And Sheffield Wednesday supporting comedian Glenn Moore makes a welcome return, no doubt laughing through the tears at the moment. Poor old Glenn.
Glenn, there's all this. Plus, we'll take a look at the day's other big transfer stories.
Sure will.
And we will bring you, it's Thursday, Paul, we'll bring you another birthday spread.
Yeah, another birthday spread.
Normal
service
spread. A waste of half an hour for a kids' game.
Absolute kids' game. Well, Charlie, it is, I believe, 4 minutes past 1. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Charlie.
Good afternoon, Paul.
And what seismic news in the last hour? First, we heard
that
Alexander Isak would not be travelling with the team overseas because he had I think it was a thigh injury.
Yeah.
And now we hear via Craig Hope of the Daily Mail, we're going to be speaking to him in around 10 minutes' time, that Isak has said that he wants to pursue other opportunities away from Newcastle.
Which makes you think slightly there might be no thigh injury. That might have been a smoke
look, he may have they may not be mutually exclusive, but I don't think they'll be particularly pleased at Newcastle. Craig does make the point in his piece for the Mail that there is a possibility he could get an improved deal this year and it could be something revisited next summer, because a couple of the big options that maybe he would have had, Liverpool, for example, has now gone, of course, you would imagine, with Ekatike, although I've got a theory on that, which we'll talk about in a minute. And, of course, Arsenal maybe were an option. They're prepared to spend over 100 million quid on a player.
They've got Gyökeres now, haven't they? That's got...
Excuse me. Yeah, so I would imagine, if it's a Saudi thing, is it Real Madrid?
Well, you said then, could it be bargaining? Could it be, right, I want out unless you give me a bigger contract?
Well, it could be saying, look, you value me.
I know my worth now.
Sometimes, though, I mean, this is agents, agents got every right in some ways to say, well, you reckon I'm an £130 million player, will pay me like one.
Yeah, sure.
This is
maybe
the thing.
The main man.
The trouble is, like every football club, there are kind of constraints around sort of PSR and everything else that goes on. So maybe they're not in a position to do that. But he could end up getting a better deal this year. He maybe could even sign an extension. I don't know.
It's not a great look, is it?
Well,
if you're trying to get yourself in with fans, he's in with fans anyway.
I mean, there's been a bit of social media, a little bit of Jimmy Hill / Chinny Recon around this very convenient thigh injury. But he maybe has got a knock, And Newcastle won't like that. They won't like the fact they've gone public with something and he's not on a tour and he's gone home from the other pre-season game. Newcastle fans, 03717 223344. We're going to chat to Craig in a moment. The gist of what we've been getting from Newcastle fans is, forget it. There's nothing to see here.
There's nothing happening.
He's not going anywhere. That may still be true. They may be able to horse trade their way through that. But as it stands, Craig Hope, who's going to be joining us in 10 minutes' time, his understanding is that Isak has told the club that he wants a fresh challenge.
It does happen, Paul. It is a terrible, terrible transfer window and summer for Newcastle United.
Not been great so far.
Not been great. They might have a load of ducks in a row that they're about to get over the line. But a really bad.
The only other way I can see around it. Let me take you back to 1980.
Oh yeah,
Clive Allen.
Oh yeah,
went from QPR for £1.25 million, record for a teenager, and went to Arsenal from QPR.
Did he?
And and it was all going well for 62 days. Until they sold him to Palace he went in a swap deal for Kenny Sanson.
Yeah.
So
he went to Palace and then he went to Spurs after
after that. Yeah, had a good time at Spurs, Terry Venables and stuff, team of the 80s and all that. But the point is that could Liverpool, I mean, it's great, isn't it? I mean, football's changed a lot since 1980. But could Liverpool say, well, you can have Ekatike.
You think they're going to sell him Ekatike?
We want 86, so they make 6-7 million quid profit on him, maybe 10 million quid profit on him, and then they'll get Isak.
I can't see this happening, Paul.
No.
Football
doesn't work like that.
Are you in the know here, Paul? Do you know that
I'm
that's
an
what they're doing?
ITK.
You're an ITK. You're bargaining with it. Spurs, Paul. Someone was saying Spurs.
Yeah. Somebody in Liverpool's recruitment department said, Clive Allen, 1980. Clive Allen, 1980. And then that's what they did.
We'll buy Ekatike and we'll sell him straight away.
They
flip like a house flipper.
Yeah, just flipping it.
It's like they've been on Homes Under the Hammer.
It's like Dion's been working with them there.
He said, put some laminate floor in, paint the walls grey.
That's it, yeah, that's it. Nice neutral colour. And we'll sell Ekatike.
New taps, new bathroom.
03717 223344. Have we got a Newcastle fan yet? I can't believe we haven't. I think we probably will have very, very shortly. We are going to talk to Craig. But nice to get some. Is Michael there? Let's have a chat with Michael. Hi, Michael.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Yeah. Good, thanks, Michael.
How are you feeling about... We're going to speak to the man behind it in a few moments' time, but how are you feeling? What's your gut reaction to this news?
Yeah, I can't blame the lad. He's probably one of the best centre forwards. He's just seen Rashford go to Barcelona and earn more than he's earning. So we've got to pay him more if we want to keep him. I think all he wants is a pay rise, basically.
Well, we've been saying that.
Yeah, it's not a bad point.
That's something we'll talk about. He could get an improved deal, as we said. It is quite as simple as if you rate me at this money, pay me the sort of money that players who are worth that get. So, look, you sound quite chilled. You get a feeling that it's a bit of a bargaining ploy and that he'll be there next season?
Well, where's he going? He ain't going to Liverpool. He's not going to Arsenal. He's not going to Man United.
No, that's a good point. If you're going to suddenly say you want to go,
Saudi, is he?
Well,
He's too good to go to Saudi.
Well, you know,
yeah, but it's difficult to turn down £500,000 a week.
A lot of good players have gone to Saudi, haven't they? Maybe.
How much money does a man need?
Maybe he just loves the big market and he wants to stay there.
Yeah.
Well, wait, aye, buddy, love.
Yeah.
You say he's not going to Liverpool. I would not be surprised to see him turn up at Liverpool.
Yeah, if they can make
that work, if they can make the numbers work, I think. And then, you know.
I think everybody else will be questioning. I mean, look, I think I read a piece recently about how they've made it work. And look, they have made it work. Absolutely. But, I mean, Ekatike and Isak, I think we might as well all pack up and go home, really.
I mean, on the bargaining, but he has sort of waited for Arsenal to do their business.
Yeah.
Liverpool have done their business. Man United, I mean, there's a gap at Man United. I don't know if they've got that sort of money. But he has sort of, to do his bargaining, he has waited for all the slots to be filled.
The only way Manchester United can get him is everybody goes out there and spends $4,000 on a chair, on a debenture seat, basically, on a chair. You go and spend $4,000 on a chair, you might get your man. Otherwise, forget it. Couldn't they claw some of that money out of the Glazers' interest payments?
I think,
just the thought. So, just if I was asked to spend £4,000 to secure my seat for 30 years at Old Trafford, that would be my first port of call.
I mean, Liverpool are trying to sell Diaz and Nunez, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I would have thought...
But they have already spent a lot of money.
If Bayern Munich do want to buy Diaz for 80 million...
They have got players to sell. Yeah. I mean, Harvey Elliott, what are you going to get for him? Possibly up to 40?
40, yeah.
Maybe. I mean, they've got...
Depends on the club, doesn't it?
There's other players that Liverpool could move on. Anyway,
it's possible.
Thank you very much, Michael. Maybe it is. Look, we're going to chat to Craig in a few moments' time. 0371 722 3344. We're going to get you going on something a touch lighter than Isak wanting out of Newcastle. We're going to talk. They had the World Peashooter Championships. Earlier this week.
Of course they did, Paul. We all heard about it.
Yeah, it was what a day.
I'd bought a £4,000 debenture for it.
Did you really?
It was a bit of a waste now.
It does seem, for something that was
a lot of peas
held in a pub garden. So we're going to speak to one of the organisers of it.
Yeah.
There was a 9-year-old who basically made a pea shooter which looked like a machine gun.
Yeah.
And I think was very good at it.
Split peas, isn't it? Split peas, the hard peas.
The hard peas, yeah. It was...
the hard jars.
It reminded us that things like pea shooters, spud guns, catapults used to be given away free on the front of a comic. So you'd have free catapult and the Beano this week. You'd take someone's eye out with it. I mean, you wouldn't even dream of doing that now.
Proper injury.
The health and safety nightmare, kids firing stones across the playground. They're giving them out in front of a comic.
Spud guns were brilliant. They were great fun.
Now, the spud gun, kids, if you're listening, Dad, what's a spud gun? You could be on holiday now saying, Dad, what's a spud gun? And Dad's saying, well, you'd get a gun and a potato. You carry a potato around with your order. You're right, Dad. Was there a war on? No. You'd have a big potato in your pocket.
Yeah, potato in your pocket.
And you'd have a gun.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you'd push the gun
end of the spud gun in.
And you'd retract it and a bit of potato would come out. Then you fire it at your mates. And then you'll get the 1,000-yard stare. And he'd say, no, you're right, Dad, I'll keep my PlayStation if you don't mind.
And that was
fun. You don't know you're born. We had such fun.
We had a right laugh.
Yeah, we had catapults.
Bangers, Paul. They used to sell bangers. They'd put on the front of a whizzer and chips or a dandy or a beano, like a piece of cardboard, and you'd whack the middle of it and it would bang.
You could give Nan a heart attack.
Oh, yeah, lovely. Sneak up behind her, shoot Grandad with a spud gun.
Yeah.
Give Nan a heart attack with
give
a banger.
Nan a heart, all off the front of the beano. So we're after some of your...
and health and safety has shut that down, Paul.
They have.
And this country used to be great.
Look at that, that's right. Exactly. Well, you're in the wrong studio.
Oh, really? I need to pop along.
Talk radio's about 10...
Well, I did Virgin on Sunday, so I thought maybe I'll pop along.
Yeah, pop along. You know. Beano weapons memories. What did you get off the front of a comic that created havoc? We are talking pea shooters later. But we're going to start chatting to Craig Hope from the Mail, who broke that story just over an hour ago that Alexander Isak wants to explore fresh opportunities. Bargaining chip. Will he stick around? Want better money? Is he off? What are his options? Craig tells us more in a few moments' time. Don't go anywhere. We're here with Tool Station, delivering in as little as 30 minutes with Fast Track. Next stop, Tool Station.
Newcastle United. It's converted from 10 yards out by Alexander Isak.
Unfortunately for Newcastle, there's a food chain, and Newcastle aren't as big as Liverpool.
It's very tentative for Isak, you know. He's in great position. It's very tentative for the club, how much money they offer to him.
I mean, the Newcastle fans are not going to like this, but I would look at the situation and think, by the way, Liverpool are trying to conquer the world. If they sign Isak, they'll be favourites to win the Champions League.
Into the edge of the box, flicked on dangerously. Isak! 1-0.
Well, there we go. About an hour or so ago, Craig Hope, the Daily Mail's man in the North East, put out an exclusive. Alexander Isak tells Newcastle he wants to explore a transfer away, opening the door to Liverpool's £150 million interest. Well, yes, a lot of Liverpool fans tell us we've got 200 million to spend. We can still afford him. We haven't got to sell to buy. So is it Liverpool? Could it be beyond that? Is it a bargaining chip? Let's speak to the man behind it all. Craig Hope joins us. Hi, Craig.
Hello, Craig.
Afternoon, guys. How are you doing?
Yeah, not so bad. You're joining us from over in the Far East, so thanks for doing this. Wow. Do you think it is a situation? You say in your piece that it's possible you could just get an improved deal this year and maybe look to revisit it next summer? Or does this feel like he wants out before the start of this season?
No, I don't think it's a bargaining chip. I don't think this is a case of Alexander Isak telling the club he would like to explore a move away in a bid to get more money, because more money is already there. He doesn't have to do that. Newcastle want to keep him. Eddie Howe wants to keep him. The owners want him to stay at St James's Park. And to do that, they will be prepared, I believe, to give him improved terms, even if that meant just one more season and taking a gentleman's agreement for him to go next summer. But as it is, my information is that Alexander Isak wants to accelerate that. He's told the club he's keen to explore his options, and this is the situation we're at now. He hasn't travelled out here with the rest of the squad to Singapore. They're currently in the air. The official reason for that was given as a thigh injury. Now, both things can be true. Alexander Isak may well be nursing a thigh injury. He's certainly got a history of such issues, but it can also be true that he wants to explore that move away, and that's where we're at right now.
And you think Liverpool is the most likely destination?
Yes, I do. Now, everything I know about Alexander Isak and I've heard over the last 12 months, yes, money is an issue. You know, he's a young man. He's 25-year-old, but you call him a young man, but it's also a very short career, and you've got an earning potential in a finite amount of time at which you can maximise those earnings. So you'd be looking at that on one hand, but he's also the best striker in the world. You know, we've been bandying that term around all season now. The best striker in the world doesn't want to be competing for Premier League, so to finish in the top 4, top 5. He wants to be winning the Premier League. He wants to be winning the Champions League. And if he, with some justification, looks at the situation at Newcastle and thinks I've got a better chance of doing that elsewhere, turn 26 later in this year, then I think there's got to be a certain degree of understanding to that. Newcastle fans won't like it. This is a bad news day for them, but I also think there's a certain amount of reason needs to be applied to this.
We've heard a lot of different figures. Sorry, Charlie. We've heard a lot of different figures, Craig. What do you think Liverpool would have to pay to land Isak?
Well, I'll tell you what it would do. I think one statement of fact we can make is that they'd have to pay more than the British record fee they paid to Florian Wirtz. So that would be upwards of £120 million, I think, is an absolute minimum. 130, more likely somewhere in the region of 150. Now, is this going to happen? It doesn't have to happen. He's still got 3 years to run on his contract, and there still is that possibility that he could be given the sweetener of more money for 12 months more with that gentleman's agreement to go down the line. But even if Newcastle would like that to be the case, if you've got a player who's unhappy and there is money on the table from a club he wants to join, then we've seen history tells us these things have a habit of happening.
Eddie Howe said he's not been able to get the transfers over the line that he wants to, and he's missed out on a few. Do you think this is to do with that at all, that he's looking around in the dressing room thinking, not the real dressing room, but looking around going, well, who am I supposed to play with? Nothing's happening here.
No, I think they've been frustrated on a transfer front, in part because of the current structure of the club. Now, Paul Mitchell came in 12 months ago, and it wasn't a great start in terms of some of the relations at the club. Of course, a lot was made, be going over old grounds to go back to everything he said and everything which happened 12 months ago. But he then left on the eve of this transfer window. That has left the club in an awful state. They've got no sporting director. They've got a CEO, Darren Eales, who has been outgoing for the best part of 10 months now since he announced he would be stepping down. So really, attention has to turn back to the owners, to PIF.
Yeah.
It's their name above the door. How have they been allowed to enter into this situation without a sporting director and without replacing an outgoing CEO? I think that, in the large, is the reason for the difficulties with transfers this season, coupled with PSR and coupled with the fact that they are now competing with the big boys for those names, and they can't go to the level of wage evidenced by the Alexander Isak situation.
I mean, Isak would have been a man in demand at the end of the last season. Newcastle would have known that, and his agent, the player, would have known that. So why now? He could be at a new club. Newcastle could be looking to spend the money. Liverpool could have their player if it is Liverpool, and he could be part of their pre-season tour. So this feels it's not that late in the day, but it's later than you would ideally want.
Yeah, in hindsight, if a player is going to go, I suppose you want those ducks in a row. You want the sales to happen to then facilitate the buys. And Eddie Howe was on the record saying at the end of last season, they wanted, they had to be dynamic in the transfer window. He wanted those players in on day one of pre-season. As it was, day one of pre-season, he had no players in. He had less players than he had last season. Anthony Elanga arrived a week later. Now, why is it dragged on? Well, I touched on it before there still is the hope, given there's 3 years to run his contract, and given Liverpool will need to make sales to afford the deal, there's still a chance Alexander Isak is a Newcastle player next season. So that is why it wasn't done and dusted at the end of last season, because it's not a fait accompli. It's not definitely 100% going to happen. I think increasingly now it will, by the way. But that's the reason, to answer the question, why it's dragged on, for want of a better phrase.
Yeah.
Newcastle were connected to Harvey Elliott and I think Darwin Nunez. Do you think they'd be any interested in some sort of player swap and cash deal?
I mean, there was last summer when they were exploring the Anthony Gordon deal amid the club's PSR peril. I know Joe Gomez, Gerald Kwanzaa were names that were floated. I haven't heard that. It's not to say no, but have I heard that Darwin Nunez or Harvey Elliott are of interest in Newcastle? No, I absolutely haven't.
They rarely happen, those sorts of deals, do they? Unfortunately, it always sounds like a good idea. And Luis Diaz, I think he wants a change of lifestyle. I don't think he wants to stay in this country, so that's not going to happen. Well, have we had anything come out of Newcastle yet? I take it that you're out there, and are they out there yet? All the team, barring Isak?
No, they're not. No, I'm currently stood on floor 24 of my hotel, overlooking the city. And sadly, I've got a laptop in front of me instead of a beer. It's 8:30 at night here, but this story is somewhat taken over my evening. Newcastle arrive tomorrow morning. Eddie Howe speaks on the record on Saturday afternoon, which is 6-7 o'clock in the morning on UK time Saturday. So that'll be the first we hear from him. Whether we get any official club steer before then, I don't know.
Well, good stuff, Craig.
Well done, Craig.
Thanks very much for joining us. And all the best.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
There's Craig Hope there from the Mail, who broke that story that Isak wants out. So you've heard what Craig had to say. 03717 223344 at talksport.com/H&J. You can text to 81089 or tweet to TSH&J to get in touch this afternoon. Well, we got other transfer stories out there today of interest, and we'll be chatting to Will Pugh from The Sun about that a little bit later on. But we turn our attention to the Lionesses. We now know they will be playing Spain, as they played in the World Cup final, in the Euro 2025 final on Sunday. That'll be live on talkSPORT. And so how do we beat them? We'll ask an England legend, Kelly Smith, going to join us. Would she make any personnel changes? What would her tactics be? We'll be chatting to Kelly in a few moments' time.
Alarm bells are ringing in Newcastle. Alexander Isak has not travelled with Eddie Howe's squad for their tour of Singapore amid transfer interest from Liverpool and Saudi. Former boss Steve Bruce told us if the Toon want to make an impact on the Champions League, they've got to hold on to Isak.
They want to be a big club. They've qualified for the Champions League. You have to say Eddie's done a wonderful job. The last thing you want to be doing is selling your best player, especially a centre forward, because where the heck are you going to replace him?
There's more concern for Man United fans today. It's revealed the club are considering making them pay $4,000 just to reserve a seat at their proposed new stadium. That's before they pay for a season ticket. It's common in American sports and could raise lots of money for Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
I think it would go down like a lead balloon amongst Manchester United fans, to be honest. But what we know about Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and we've seen that over the last 18 months, doesn't really care about that, does he? He doesn't really care about the scrutiny and the criticism that comes his way. He makes his own decisions, and I think this would be another very unpopular one.
And Kira Walsh has been speaking ahead of another major final between England and Spain. And the Lionesses sound a bit more confident this time.
We are relentless and we've got belief in ourselves that even in the 90th minute we can get a goal and we can win. And, you know, the Spanish team, they're incredible and they've got some really good players, but I think we also know what we're capable of and where we can hurt them.
The Euros final is live on talkSPORT on Sunday afternoon.
You know, when Italy scores a goal, like that's their mentality. They just build up a wall and they're very dangerous in the counter-attack.
And Jurang is there. Can she put it in? She does! England's teenage sensation, the comeback queen, have done it!
19 years old, the composure in that moment, to not just snap at it.
To put England in the final. Kelly, save! Kelly there again, it's in! England 2, Italy 1. This is just extraordinary.
You know the phrase, back from the brink. These Lionesses are reinventing that word.
Serena Wiegmann's team are through to the Euro 2025 final.
Yes, the final at 5 o'clock on Sunday, live on talkSPORT.
Great comms there from Joe.
Yeah, tremendous. Yeah, absolutely lost in the moment. Understandably, it's been fairly bonkers so far. Just to let you know, before we chat to England legend Kelly Smith and get her thoughts on the final, Brentford are demanding at least £40 million to sell Johan Visser to Newcastle. talkSPORT understands they're also interested in Lewis Openda from RB Leipzig. Xavi Simons is another one. He could be available, but it looks like he could be going to Chelsea from Leipzig. So lots going on in the market. We'll be chatting to Will Pugh a little bit later on. Let's hear from Kira Walsh, the England midfielder. She was chatting to the media this morning ahead of the final live on talkSPORT, and she spoke about the team's ability to fight back in matches during the tournament.
Honestly, I think it's part of being English. I think that's what we feel when we put the shirt on. It's that we give everything, we run ourselves into the ground, and that's the beauty of this squad, is that we know that if we have to come off because we're tired, there's going to be someone else who can come on and finish the job. But I don't know, it's kind of just what we speak about as a team, is that English, you know, resilience, and it's something that we really pride ourselves on. And yeah, you can see that in the last two games, that's something that we really believe in.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you can't question that, their ability to sort of come back in adversity. So
Kira Walsh is brilliant, Paul, as well. She does all those silent things, all those quiet things. Like
I think, do you know what?
Mopping up all the time.
By her standards, she's had a poor tournament, really. I mean, you know how good she is, and you see how good she is. But look, let's talk to Kelly about it. Kelly Smith joins us now, formerly of Arsenal and England, of course. Hi, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Hello, how are you?
Very good.
Yeah, good, thanks. I mean, let's be honest, quite a few of the girls have performed below their absolute best. It hasn't stopped them getting through to the final because the collective have got there, and that includes the bench as well. But have you felt that? I just think I've seen better from some of these players, whether at club or even at international level.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. They haven't been easy on the eye at times, especially against France, losing 2-1. But they have that bounce back ability. Obviously, then beat the Netherlands 4-0 quite comfortably. If they wouldn't have won that, then they were going out the tournament. But I agree with you. But like you said, there's a whole bigger picture. They've got a lot of game changers. And I think the camaraderie, even though they're not playing that well, they're still managing to get through to the next stage and obviously out the group and then win against Italy. They have this togetherness that a lot of teams don't have, and they really enjoy playing with each other. And obviously, they've got a great manager in Serena who's very experienced in these big games and big tournaments.
We all watched the game last night between Spain and Germany with an eye on who we'd be playing in the final, and they just got over the line, Spain, because of that bon mate goal towards the end. How do you think we should play it? Because it's quite interesting. Arsenal beat Barcelona. I was looking at the possession stats in that game, and they were identical to last night. And it did seem that Spain were frustrated, and the players were getting frustrated on the pitch because they couldn't have the impact and play the football they wanted to play. I mean, do we go out and try and do what Germany did, which is hit them on the break, be dangerous, but really sort of nullify their threat?
Yeah, I think whenever you play against Spain or Barcelona, you know that they're going to have a lot of the ball, so you have to be very defensively well organised and compact when they have the ball, and just try and frustrate them and get their head down and make them frustrated and make them turn over and then hit them on the counter attack. I see that being the way that England will go that way on Sunday, because you've got such wonderful players like Peashooter and Bonmati who are so good technically and vision-wise, can play a through ball. They're dangerous all over the pitch with Pina, the young girl that's kind of lighting up a storm now. So, I think England really have to be good defensively and rely on the pace that they have down both wings and Russo's hold-up play, bringing players underneath.
There's been quite a lot of chat about the lateness of the substitutions that Serena Wiegman makes. Do you feel like we lost quite a lot of experienced pre-tournament from the squad? Do you think that's her wanting to keep as much experience on the pitch as possible?
Well, have we lost Kelly?
We've lost Kelly. There we are.
Have we got Kelly? Is she there?
Are you there, Kelly?
We'll try and get her back.
Yes, yeah.
We'll try and get her back in a second.
I mean, because the subs have been so good, Paul. Chloe Kelly coming on. Although she's very experienced player, she does all that.
It feeds into whether...
Ajamang has been so good. You wonder if they can start the game and still have that impact.
Yeah, it feeds into whether you make changes. I was going to ask Kelly about that. Whether you make changes, what would she do? I saw Izzy Christensen writing today, the former England player, saying she'd play Chloe Kelly, but she'd have Ajamang on the bench. She wouldn't change that. But I don't see her changing anything. Do you think
well, it depends if Lauren James is fit, I think, doesn't it? We
got Kelly back. Yeah, sorry, Kelly. Charlie was just asking if you caught the question. Charlie was
okay.
Yeah, Charlie was just asking
if you feel like she's making the subs late because she wants to keep as much experience on the pitch as possible. She just does not like the question.
It's not. I mean, I thought it was a good question.
She hates the question, and if you ask it, she just goes quiet.
It's
She's still there. She can hear us.
As somebody who had a lot of experience, she wants to be on that pitch. I'm guessing that's what it is.
There we are. I'm nervous about the game v Spain.
What we can't do is give away 2 goals like we have in some other games.
No,
because you're not getting them back against Spain. Because even if you get one of them, they'll probably hit you on the break and get a third.
Exactly.
So we can't afford to do that. Definitely. We're going to try one
Kelly,
more time.
I'm not going to ask you the same question for a third time because you obviously hate it.
Just say the key.
Keep putting the phone down. Experience on the pitch, late subs.
Yeah, no, I think. Well, Serena's they've made the final, but the last game against Italy, it was crying out from 65 minutes to change it earlier.
Yeah.
But when you've got players like Chloe Kelly and Michelle that can come on and really change it, it was a little bit too late. Obviously, it was the 96th minute, I think, pretty much the last kick of the game. Like the players have the belief that they can do that and the team does, but for me my heart was racing. I was thinking this is not happening, but so pleased for the girls and for them to do that. It was just phenomenal because I don't want it to go down to the final to be crying out for subs again. They have to do it in the 90 minutes and if the game changes come on a little bit earlier, please, Serena.
So do you change the lineup, Kelly, in your eyes? Would you play Chloe Kelly or Ajamang or anybody else? Would you like to see a bit of a tweak because it's Spain and the threat they pose?
I really like Lauren James. I think she's a standing talent and you need her on the pitch. She can make things happen. Yes, she looked a little bit tired against Italy, but you've got some recovery time now. I think Chloe's been magnificent when she's come on, like I said. But Serena doesn't make a lot of changes. She'll probably stick to the 11 that she started with, knowing her and seeing the games this tournament. And I think Michelle is probably more impactful coming off the bench. She's strong, she's powerful, she's got an eye for a goal. She's very instinctive in the box. You could see when it fell down to her, she was in the right place at the right time and kept her cool and, put the ball in the back of the net with composure. So I don't see her changing it, but I know Spain are very good technically. So we're going to have to, when we get the ball, make them work too and not give it to them easily.
I think what's exciting is when we're bringing on these players, these young players, there's another generation coming along. We don't bring on these players and it makes the team worse. So we've got this for the next, 10 years if we want it.
And it does seem those two substitutions in the games have really given everybody else a lift. I mean, we were saying Lauren Hemp didn't have her best game the other day, but as soon as they kind of made the changes, in extra time, the last 15, 20 minutes, I don't know where she found the energy from. The other players seem to get a lift from them coming on, I felt.
Yeah, I think they have that, like you said, that impact when they come on. They've proven it this tournament that they can change it and they will change it. And just what a ball in by Lauren Hemp on the right-hand side, whipping that in. And then it just fell to Michelle, who, like I said before, so composed. When you see players coming on, they're fresh, they're full of energy, and they potentially can change it. And I think the England players definitely feel that. They have such belief in everybody in the squad, whether you're the 11 or the bench or the game changers.
So you're confident, Kelly, finally? You think we can get it done?
I think so. They haven't made it easy for the viewers, but everybody's talking about it and all eyes are on it. So hopefully Sunday is a repeat of the 2023 World Cup rematch. So the teams know each other very well. There's a lot of respect between the two nations, but if England can play their perfect game, then I think Spain are beatable. We've beaten them before, so we can do it again.
Excellent. That's good to hear. Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks a lot, Kelly.
Thank you, lads.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thank you.
Kelly Smith, their England legend, with their thoughts on the final. It's live on talkSPORT. We'll have plenty of build-up over the next couple of days, of course. 5 o'clock kick-off on Sunday.
Oh, 5 o'clock. That's good to know, Paul. That's good to know.
So we've been talking Newcastle. We spoke to Craig Hope, who is the Mail journalist who broke the story that Alexander Isak feels he wants a new challenge away from Newcastle. Alex is a Newcastle fan. He joins us now. Alex.
Alex.
Afternoon, everyone. How are we doing?
Yeah, how are you doing? More to the point, what do you make of this news?
I am worried. I am seriously worried because there's been rumbling on for a while, hasn't it? And the fact that this is still ongoing and the news is breaking now, that he wants to explore options. I just hope to God that it's his agent angling for, quite rightly, a pay rise. And, we're going to pay, if we value him 140, 150 million, pay him like that type of player. He is the difference maker. What I'm more worried about is the kind of vacuum of leadership that's at the top of the club since Amanda and her husband have left. It just feels like we're missing something. We've had Dan Ashford, the Dan Ashford saga, then the Paul Mitchell saga. And if Isak does go, we've got serious problems for the coming season because we don't have time to get an adequate replacement. The talk that you mentioned earlier about Ekitike and Liverpool doing a flip, I can't see them doing that.
No.
It just doesn't seem feasible. And the talk of, I think even if it were to be Liverpool, can they afford it? I mean, yeah, he's very wants to move, but
well,
where's he going to go?
They have got players to move on. I think there is a feeling that Liverpool can make it happen if they want to make it happen. If he's, I was interested. Alan Pardew was on the station on Sunday, the ex-Liverpool, and he said he felt that Isak had his head.
I heard that.
Yeah, had his head turned, and maybe it has come. We asked Craig earlier on why he would have been a man in demand at the end of last season. So why wasn't this potentially sorted earlier? Maybe it's taken this offer for the player to think, you know what, I'd love to be part of that. They've signed Ekitike. Look at the team they've got. They're already the title holders.
But we also said a couple of weeks ago, Paul, players don't want to wait for a project to work. They want to, if you're 26, 27 and you're at your peak, you want to be there winning and playing.
Players are invested to a point, but, gone are the days when they were born round the corner. It's not Lisbon Lions anymore. Players are professionals and often they're just passing through. I'm not saying they don't care, but they are professionals and they make decisions based on that, I think. So maybe it has come quite late in the day. The point you were making there as well, Alex, about the hierarchy is interesting. Eddie Howe said last week that it's been a tougher summer for him because Paul Mitchell went. There's been more weight on his shoulders. He's not had the break. He was kind of joking, but I think there was some substance in that.
I think that's a good shout about what's gone on at the top of the club.
Yeah.
The management might be a bit loose.
There has been a bit of a power vacuum there, isn't there? So good man, Alex. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks for your call. That's Alex, a Newcastle fan. 03717 223344.
Wasn't Alex Isak on the phone?
No. Yeah, they're probably. Imagine. I think we tell. There was a slight
Alexander. Hello, Alexander.
Slight Swedish.
Oh, I think Isak should go for.
Slight Swedish burr there in the voice. If someone comes on sounding a bit like ChatGPT, we'll know it's him.
I love ABBA.
Yeah. Now we're going to talk to the Formula E champion,
right?
World champion.
Yeah.
Ollie Roland. He's a big Barnsley fan.
Barnsley's own.
Loves his football from Barnsley. Supports the side. And he's got a big race this weekend, but he's landed the title already as a driver. Other things to be decided.
Fantastic.
He's got quite the backstory. I think inspirational, really. You know, because sometimes in life you get a knockback, and it depends how you respond to it. And Ollie will be telling us his story in a few moments' time. We're here with our good friends at Toolstation. Get thousands of products delivered to you with Fast Track on the Toolstation app. Next stop, Toolstation. Just a reminder to get in touch. 03717 223344 if you want to talk Newcastle and Isak. talksport.com/H&J. Text to 81089 and tweet to TSH&J. Hawksbee Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. We're going to talk to Joey Essex later on.
Oh, great.
Of TV fame.
Yeah, great.
He's getting into boxing.
Is he?
He's going to start boxing. He's got his first fight announced on Misfits.
Decent footballer, wasn't he? Joey Essex, I think, at one point. So he's a fit
was he?
boy. Yeah, I think so. I think he was. Yeah,
You're thinking of Mark Wright, aren't you?
Mark Wright, Paul. That's
who you're
Mark
thinking
Wright.
of. Is it Tottenham? Yeah,
It's the trouble for me, isn't it?
He's in. Looks after himself, Joey. What's he going to call him? You have to have sort of Joey.
The only way is.
Yeah, or I was thinking Romford. So he'd be Joey Romford in Essex.
Oh, that's
that
nice.
would be, yeah,
very nice.
Run that past it. Maybe lacks a bit of gravitas. Anyway, we're taking your calls on Newcastle, talksport.com, text 81089 to TSH and J 03717 22 3344. We've talked Formula E over the course of the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
And we're going to be chatting to the world champion, Barnsley's very own Ollie Roland, in a few moments after we've checked in with Sam Ellard, watching England play India at Old Trafford.
Sounds good.
India 336 for 6. Washington Sundar has 27. The hobbling Rishabh Pant has 41. Jofra Archer really unlucky not to get Sundar angling a ball into the left-hander from around the wicket. The ball straightens, given not out on field. The ball tracking technology showed it was crashing into the stumps, but the impact on the pad of Washington Sundar was deemed umpire's call, so therefore it remains not out. Really unfortunate that for Jofra Archer. And then Washington Sundar trying to drive a wide ball from Ben Stokes, thick outside edge, just went past Zach Crawley at third slip. So Washington Sundar's got 27 from 89 balls, he's fighting hard, and so is Rishabh Pant, who took that nasty blow on the foot late yesterday. Resuming his innings this morning, he can barely walk, he is hobbling singles, but he's a fiery cricketer and he's fighting hard for his country. India 336 for 6.
Thank you, Sam. It's always good to see a runner out there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
We all love a runner.
I didn't know that was allowed. I didn't know they were allowed runners anymore.
I think they've done away with it, haven't they? I don't. Yeah, shame. Yeah. Anyway,
bowl at his foot. Just keep bowling at his foot.
Yeah, that's what you do, isn't it,
What I
Charlie?
do is keep chucking it at his foot. How's your foot, mate? Whack.
So, Formula E returns to London this weekend for the final 2 races of the season. It's in its 11th season at the moment, and we've talked about this before. They put a temporary track inside and outside of the Excel Centre in the Docklands in London. Yeah. Ollie Roland is already the world champion. He did that 11 days ago in Berlin, and this is the moment he clinched the title.
Behind Verne comes Ollie Roland to be crowned your season 11 world champion. He's had 4 victories and he'll head back into home soil, the champion.
Oliver, this is Tommaso. You are an amazing comeback, the best comeback in the sport, world champion. We have a special message for you.
Daddy, you're the world champion!
Oh, thanks, Pops. Love you.
Oh,
wow, what about that?
Nice,
That's
wasn't it?
tugging on the heartstrings, isn't it? Wow, what
I'm
about
assuming
that?
that was his child.
It was his daughter, yeah. That's it. Anyway, Ollie joins us now. Congratulations, Ollie.
Hello, Ollie.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Wow, what a moment. I was reading your story as you were coming on today, and as I was saying earlier on, inspirational really, because you found yourself without a drive at one point mid-season, and it looked like it could potentially be up for you, but the people at Nissan saw a driver in you and gave you the opportunity, and I think it's fair to say you've rewarded them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had a really tough time a couple of years ago, coming off the back of some quite poor results, and I decided to take a risk with my career to step away from the sport for half a season, regroup myself and come back with Nissan, and I think what we've managed to achieve has really, really paid off. So, yeah, great stuff.
What was the decision behind that? Had you just lost your love for it a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of hours away from home. It's a lot of hard work. We're constantly working towards this goal, and to come and be finishing, just around the top 10 was not why I was there. So I decided that I was losing a bit of motivation and I wanted a fresh challenge. I recognized that the opportunity that I had a couple of years ago was not really going anywhere, and I needed to try and change something, and that's what I did. And yeah, thankfully it's paid off.
Your story's about as grassroots in motor racing as it gets, to be honest, Ollie, isn't it? A lot of the time people become racing drivers because their fathers are very, very rich, but you seem to have come through karting and Formula 2 and all those, a traditional way through.
Yeah, I was very lucky. I mean, from a young age, I was brought up in Barnsley. I lived in a bungalow in Barnsley. My parents loved motorbikes. I loved cars. And I was lucky enough to get a go-kart. We used to go practicing just for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And I was very fortunate around 10, 11 years old when our kind of money had run out. I managed to pick up a bit of sponsorship. and each step was just trying to secure the next financial step. So yeah, I've been very fortunate to live my dream and find myself in this great championship now.
I was listening to an interview with your mum who said when you wanted a bike, she said no, they were too dangerous, and so they felt 4 wheels were better than 2.
Oh, what a good idea.
And you share that with Damon Hill. That was exactly the same story. Before Damon Hill drove, he was into bikes. He wanted to be in sort of motorbike racing, but it was his mum who said, no, I'm going to get you, even despite the fact, his dad had driven, got you on 4 wheels. So you can't, it's a good lineage, that story, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I probably thank her now, because my body, I don't think, would be in the same shape if I was a motorbike rider as a car racer. I think they break a lot more bones. So yeah, look, I'm really, really fortunate to find myself in the position I am, and thankfully she made that decision when I was young.
People in motorsport, I heard an interview, they were talking about you saying, I thought his route probably would be Formula One. So what was it about sort of Formula E that attracted you?
Well, look, I mean, growing up from where I'm come from, the priority when you get to Formula 2 is to find a professional drive where you can earn a salary and a living. And outside of Formula 1, Formula E is probably the best option there. And I had a great opportunity. I first started with Nissan when I came to Formula E. So when the doors were kind of not opening in Formula 1, I decided to look around and see what was available. And this was the next best thing. And it's something that I think the sport's growing extremely quickly, and the cars are becoming more and more impressive. And it's something that I've actually really enjoyed. I think we're honestly, as drivers here, we have a really nice balance, because I think the F1 guys can't go anywhere without getting bothered. And here we have a nice balance of being known, but also being able to do what we love.
Now, you're a football fan and a Barnsley fan, so I would imagine when the season gets underway and your season's done, there'll be a chance to go back to Oakwell with a trophy and show it off.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to getting up there and showing what I've been able to achieve, and hopefully give them some motivation for on the pitch as well, because it's about time we got back up into the Championship.
Yeah, sort of mid-table League One, wasn't it, last year? So you feeling a bit more optimistic this year?
I hope so. I mean, hopefully they can put a good team together and string some good results. I think the problem was last year, kind of, it came apparent quite early on that was going to be the result. And then I think, mentally it's quite difficult to motivate yourself then. But I think, if we can we can improve ourselves on last year, and hopefully we can look for the playoffs or an automatic.
Brilliant. All the best, Ollie. Congratulations. Well done.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
That's Ollie Roland. He is the World Formula E champion, Barnsley's very own.
He's been to Oasis, Paul. He's been going to see Oasis.
Yeah, they've got him motivated.
She's electric.
We've got to go to Old Trafford and Sam Ellard, because since we last got the update, we find Ben Stokes on a hat-trick, Sam.
Yeah, how good is it to see Ben Stokes fit and firing again and bowling well. He's picked up 2 wickets in the over. So India now 337 for 8. First, he got Washington Sundar with a short ball. Washington Sundar taking on the short ball, hooking it, picking out the fielder, Chris Wokes at fine leg. Then the debutant, Camboge, only survived 3 balls. A snorter from Stokes that just moved away. It took the outside edge, caught by Jamie Smith. Ben Stokes, the England captain, with figures of 5 for 63. The all-rounder in him is well and truly back. England have India 8 down, 337 for 8.
Sam, we're going to stick with you for this hat-trick ball, if that's okay.
Yeah, it's not a hat-trick ball. It's Camboge faced 3 balls, so Stokes not a hat-trick, but still 5 wickets for Ben Stokes, and it's so important for England in their bid to try and get the Ashes back, to have Ben Stokes bowling well. He's now the leading wicket taker in this series. It's so good to see.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Sam. There we are. There's Sam Ellard keeping an eye on that for us.
Very nice.
2 very quick wickets for Ben Stokes. So, yeah, 337 for 8. It's Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Still to come this afternoon, we're going to be talking a bit of Barcelona, a bit of Manchester United with Dan Waters, who's one of our Spanish experts. We'll also look at a bit of the threat that the Spanish will pose the Lionesses at the weekend. Pea shooting championships. We've had a lot of stories of those Beano.
Absolutely loads, Paul. Got loads of those.
Glenn Moore, Sheffield Wednesday supporting comedian, joins us for a chat. And Joey Essex and his move into boxing. That's the next hour for you after the sports headlines.
Alarm bells are ringing in Newcastle. Alexander Isak has not travelled with Eddie Howe's squad for their tour of Singapore amid transfer interest from Liverpool and Saudi. Former boss Steve Bruce told us if the Toon want to make an impact on the Champions League, they've got to hold on to Isak.
The last 3-4 years we've seen an unbelievable change in the whole dynamics of the football club. They want to be a big club. They've qualified for the Champions League. You have to say Eddie's done a wonderful job. The last thing you want to be doing is selling your best player, especially a centre forward, because where the heck are you going to replace him?
There's more concern for Man United fans today. It's revealed the club are considering making them pay $4,000 just to reserve a seat at their proposed new stadium. That's before they pay for a season ticket. It's common in American sports and could raise lots of money for Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
I think it would go down like a lead balloon amongst Manchester United fans, to be honest. But what we know about Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and we've seen that over the last 18 months, doesn't really care about that, does he? He doesn't really care about the scrutiny and the criticism that comes his way. He makes his own decisions, and I think this would be another very unpopular one.
The plans have caused Simon Jordan to raise an eyebrow as well.
The irony of it is, in one breath, you've got Jim Ratcliffe sitting down, like I said earlier on, saying, please, Gov, we've got no money. And we nearly ran out in November. In the next breath, he's telling you he's going to build a £2.5 billion stadium.
They're building the Taj Mahal in Salford. Yeah, absolutely.
Meanwhile, we understand Man United have spoken to Aston Villa again about signing Ollie Watkins. United would need to get rid of some of their bomb squad first. Villa have shown an interest in Alejandro Garnacho, and they value Watkins at $60 million. There's more on this and loads more transfer news at talkSPORT.com. And Kira Walsh has been speaking ahead of another major final between England and Spain. The Lionesses sound a bit more confident this time.
We are relentless and we've got belief in ourselves that even in the 90th minute we can get a goal and we can win. And yeah, I think that's what's really special about us at the minute. There's respect between the teams and they play incredible football, and we know that we do on our day as well. So the Spanish team, they're incredible and they've got some really good players, but I think we also know what we're capable of and where we can hurt them. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game.
The Euros final is live on talkSPORT on Sunday afternoon.
Good afternoon, Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. They had the World, I don't need to tell you this, it was all over the papers, the World Peashooter Championships.
Yeah.
And you've been reliving...
Not this again.
You've been reliving your youth with those kind of Beano weapons. Front of comics, you bought free this week.
I just sent you one, didn't I, Paul?
Yeah.
On the
cap bombs.
A cap bomb.
I remember going to the top of our flats in Stone Newington and throwing the cap bomb off the top of the roof.
Bang.
Bang, when it hit you. That came from Colebrook Rolls, didn't they send it to us? Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Graham in Bicester once had a spud gun.
Yeah.
He loaded it, pointed at his dad, pulled the trigger. Yeah. My dad let out a shout and said, "What was that?" I had managed to shoot my dad in the ear.
Oh, no.
We had to get tweezers to remove the potato from his ear. That's Graham.
It didn't start cooking in the wax, did it?
Yeah.
End up having an orange chip.
So, as child, we would go to Millport for a week with the grandparents when there was a joke shop. Spent most of my time snapping people's fingers with the chewing gum. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That joke shop, probably the reason I'm still smoking at 33, because of the fake cigarettes.
It's Beano weaponry.
Yeah, that's what
they had a whole range of weaponry on the front of a comic. You get them for free. Peashooters, cat bombs.
Exactly.
What else would you get?
When we were younger, me and my cousins, we used to make peg guns.
Oh yeah.
We'd run around the forest by our grandmother's house and try and shoot each other. I still have scars, 20 years old from that. We used to go home limping and in tears.
See, we didn't have PlayStations in those days, so that's what we did. We inflicted minor violence on each other.
Surprised anyone's got any eyes, Paul.
And I know it's true. Free on the front of a comic. Catapult. Catapult, for goodness sake. Anyway, let's talk about Marcus. Keep them coming, by the way. TalkSport, talksport.com/H&J. Text to 81089. Tweet to TSH&J. If you want to talk about Alexander Isak, you can at 03717223344. He wants out of Newcastle. We've heard in the last couple of hours. We spoke to Craig Hope from the Mail, who broke the story. We'll find out in a moment whether Manchester United fans would like him. Before that, though, let's hear from an outgoing Manchester United player, Marcus Rashford. He was unveiled as a Barcelona player in quite an old-school way. If you're able to watch this on Connect TV or on YouTube and you haven't seen it yet, well, enjoy.
Yeah, you can tell them now. It's official. Let's do this. Visca el Barça.
Someone in Barcelona found an old school red telephone box.
What's English?
One, it didn't smell a wee. Two, it didn't even have it had just a normal landline phone in it, which was just sitting there.
No advertisements on the window, Paul.
No, there were no cards. So how
someone's gone, what's English? Get a red telephone, get a black taxi.
Yeah, that's it. Let's do that. He could be looking out the back of a taxi, like EastEnders. That would have been good. Idea, anyway, he spoke to the media afterwards when he was announced as a Barcelona player, and he talked about his decision to leave Old Trafford.
You know, the situation with United is, the club is in a period of change, and they have been for a while. So, I don't have anything bad to say about Manchester United. I think it's been an important part of not only my career but just my life. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to play for them. But football is the same as life, and not everything goes as simple as you may have thought. This is my next step, my next chapter. And I'm fully focused on this and trying to improve myself and help the team win trophies. That's where I'm focused right now. I don't have anything to say about Manchester United. I just wish them all the best.
He had two models with their backs to him, didn't they? They were with the Rashford shirt. It'd be great if they just turned round.
Not actually.
They were like dancers. No, they were just they had the Rashford.
Yeah, very
the
nice.
Rashford shirt apparently selling pretty well already.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, look,
he's doing a bit of the Steve McLaren there, Paul. He was doing a little bit.
I think that's harsh. That's harsh.
See that I was trying to move. And
no, that's just
the club.
It's good manners.
Good manners. Okay.
Dan Waters is not only a Manchester United fan; he's one of our fine Spanish football experts here at talkSPORT. Hi, Dan.
How you doing, guys? You all right?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Dan.
So from a Barcelona point of view, as we said, there does seem to be a bit of excitement. I mean, because he's had such a tough time, and he's been in and out the bomb squad, and he's been on loan. We forget, he is a big name footballer globally, and it seems that the Barca fans are embracing that. They seem quite excited.
Yeah, I mean, the club obviously try and capitalise on that as well. They try and sort of, the English-speaking market is quite big for them. So I think that's a good sign for that. But I don't think fans are that excited. I think Nico Williams was the one they wanted.
Yeah.
And I think then after that, probably Luis Diaz and then Marcus Rashford. But still, they know he's a big star. And I think there's a sense that Hansi Flick has a capacity to get players' careers back on track. A lot of Spanish media have been talking about that, about how Lewandowski looked like he was on a sort of downward trajectory, and Hansi Flick turned him into absolutely back to his best almost. Rafinha, likewise, I don't think any of us expected Rafinha to be at that top level. Look, I think from that perspective, I think they are potentially hoping that they're going to be able to get him back to where he was. And as you say, look, Manchester United is a global brand, and Marcus Rashford has been the face of that global brand for the last sort of 5-10 years. So really, from that perspective, it is a big deal. But yeah, the red telephone boxes are famously a Mancunian thing. Surprised they didn't get a double-decker bus or Pearly King or Queen to bring him out. But anyway, yeah, who knows?
We'll come back to you in a second, Dan, because there's been another wicket at Old Trafford. Sam Ellard has the details. Sam.
India 349 for 9. Fair play to Rishabh Pant. He had that nasty knock to his foot late yesterday, retiring, and came out today to bat. He added 15 runs to his score. He passed 50. He got to 54, then bowled by a beauty from Jofra Archer. India 349 for 9.
Yeah, well done to him. In a lot of pain, clearly. Blimey, he's limping back up into the pavilion. Yeah, top work. Dan, from a Manchester United point of view, I just want to talk to you about this story today. We'll come on to the Lionesses versus Spain at the weekend. But this story of this £4,000 fee that it's been mooted that Manchester United fans may have to buy to go into the new stadium, a personal seat licence. It's something that happens a lot in US sport, but it's never really happened. It's kind of debenture-like. But what do you make of this? I mean, I would imagine the club would be very quick to say, "Oh no, it was just something we threw around." But I mean, really, this would go down like a lead balloon, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think as you say, it probably won't. It's not something that's likely to happen. I think it was one of the things offered by the consultancy firm. I think were American. I think my main concern with this story actually is the fact that this story's come out and this has even gone into the press. I mean, if you look at last year. That was meant to sort of be an annus horribilis, really. You know, it was like we'll sack all the staff that we need to get rid of, and we'll have a bad season on the pitch. And this season is really going to be the jumping off point to get back to sort of focusing on the pitch. Jim Ratcliffe isn't coming across incredibly well to the fans, and things like this just increasingly add to sort of negative fan sentiment. And I think, look, he's got a bit of a Dickensian mill owner air about him, and I don't think he's doing anything in the press to change that. And to be honest, I don't think that the people behind the scenes really understand the magnitude of the club and how quickly any small thing can be made into a story with the size of Manchester United as a club. So, yeah, I think what's more concerning is that there's still bad PR coming out. I thought that maybe there would be a hope to sort of move on from that. And, yeah, look, there's no way this is going to happen. But if it does, I don't think I'll be able to cobble together the $4,000 to get myself on the 30-year waiting list.
Just for the right to buy a season ticket.
Yeah.
I mean, it was unpopular.
I'm back over at the moment, so I'm going to try and see if I can get on to sell my old PlayStation and my BMX, see if we can get $4,000 in,
Well, I think they tried to do it, or did it at the Dallas Cowboys, and it went down badly then.
Is it a one-off $4,000, or is it
no, but the thing is,
year?
if you then don't buy a season ticket after that, you lose that licence. Yeah. And if you want to try and get back in, then you have to spend another $4,000. I mean, I just can't see it happening. But you're absolutely right, Dan. It's the fact that more of this stuff is leaking out the club, and the club is leaking like a sieve, and that's something they're really going to have to shut down. Because you're right, the bad PR is not good for them. It's certainly not good for the manager or anybody. And finally, then on Spain, watching them last night, they weren't at their fluid best. Germany wouldn't let them be, and we spoke to Kelly Smith earlier on about how you maybe. You make life difficult for Spain. I mean, what did you make of them last night? And what about the matchup from what you've seen of the Lionesses so far?
Look, I think they're a very good side. I think they're probably on form a little bit ahead of us. But, as you know, Paul, the Tottenham fan finals are for winning rather than for playing.
Indeed. I'm not there to entertain you. I'm just there to win the pot.
Champions of Europe, Paul.
Exactly that. Champions of Europe.
I'm not singing that, really. I can't have a pop at West Ham fans for singing it and then sing it myself.
Well, look, regardless, they have a really strong leadership group. I mean, Bon Mati was nearly missed the tournament due to illness, and he came back, and Pateas likewise has come back from injury. The midfield I think is really, really strong. And I think in the Spanish media, from what I've been listening to the radio last night, I think that there is perhaps a sense that they are the overdogs and we are the underdogs, which I'm quite happy with. I mean, what sort of happened with Arsenal in the Champions League final. So look, there's no problem with that, and I think what we really need to do is just carry on doing our own things, and hopefully that we can sort of put together a performance, because we too have fantastic world-class players. It's just about letting those world-class players reach their level and enabling them in a system. But in a one-off match, we beat them before, and I think we can definitely be confident we can go and do what the men's team did and beat Spain in the European final and bring home the cup.
Yeah, because I mean, with under Gareth Southgate, the men's team got to the finals and just couldn't get over the line.
It's really big when there's so much experience in finals as well.
Exactly, and we saw against Italy in that game. They just had that nous. They just had that match win. I mean, so ultimately, you're right. We shouldn't really. We just got to go over the line, even if we end up putting in another bad performance.
We've got a good midfield. We've got a great team. We have. And great bench as well. Really strong bench.
Let's just get over the line. That would be ideal. Dan, thank you ever so much. Thanks very much.
Cheers, Dan.
Always a pleasure, guys. Looking good in the new studio.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we're all singing, all dancing.
Yeah, we're in here again today, aren't we, Paul?
Yeah, it's a bit unforgiving. Everybody looks like Sid James.
A lot of breathing in going on.
Yeah. It's all a bit 4K for me. So that was Dan Waters, one of our top European Spanish experts here at talkSPORT. We're going to chat to Glenn Moore a little bit later on. Glenn's going to join us for a chat. He's a comedian and a Sheffield Wednesday fan. And we're going to chat to Joey Essex in this hour as well. He's turned to the world of boxing. And he'll tell us about his first fight. He's fighting on the old Misfits bill. But before that, Peashooters, Charlie. We'll get a few more.
A few more of those. Yeah.
Weapons used to get free on the front of comics.
Griff from King's Lynn says, my brother shot me with a spud gun. It was winter after a heat wave in 1976.
Wow.
So I locked him out into the garden in the snow till he had hypothermia.
Oh.
Happier days. It sounds like it.
Simple days. Blimey. What a story.
Glenn White says, one of my best mates had a spud gun, the Mark 5 model.
All right.
5 or 6. 1V, what's that, Paul? Not very clever.
1V.
1V, that's 6, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mark 6 model.
It's V1, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
V1, that's 6.
I'm not very clever.
1V is 4.
I told you I'm not very clever.
Mark 4.
1V, Mark 4 model.
Yeah.
First 3. I could have got it from this. The first 3 were only prototypes.
Yeah.
Launch it.
You know Mary Beard, are you?
I'm not doing countdown anytime soon. Launched it with a WD-40 spray oil and it would go about 50 yards.
Wow.
The spud gun, 50 yards.
Yeah.
Wow. And then you'd relax after shooting your mates with a cigarette sweet.
Yeah. A chocolate pipe.
An old toad.
That's right. Junior smoker's set.
Warren in Wolverhampton.
Kick back in your chair with a junior smoker's set. Honestly, they existed.
Chocolate cigar.
Yeah, I used to sit there and, I shot on them.
Another euphemisms. Loza said the Black Widow catapult.
Right.
So strong it came with a wrist support. Don't remember it, Loza, but
Not on the front of the Beano.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Hardcore. Anyway, got to go.
Those coming, yeah.
We are going to chat to one of the organisers, indeed, of the World Peashooter Championships in a few moments' time. We're here with Toolstation. Download the Toolstation app for fast-track delivery on thousands of products. Next stop, Toolstation.
10k for Coldplay.
Now, Coldplay are back at Wembley this summer. We got a huge VIP prize up for grabs for one lucky listener. We're giving you the chance to win 6 tickets in a private box for you and your mates on August the 22nd with full hospitality. Plus, we're chucking in 10 grand spending money completely tax-free. Here's how to enter.
Yeah, for a chance to win, text the word WIN, W-I-N, to 83338 by the 4th of August at 11 p.m, and then you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or post your name and number to Coldplay Competition, P.O. Box 3190, Colchester CO28GP, to arrive by 5 p.m. on the 7th of August, 18 plus, UK, excluding Northern Ireland. This is a talkSPORT limited promotion run on talkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full T's and C's at talksport.com.
Yes, India's innings is over at Old Trafford. Sam Ellard joins us. We were just watching the pictures, Sam. It seemed that what was Bumrah? Bumrah's face told you that he gloved it. Then he sort of seemed to, I don't know, he seemed to sort of front it out. What was going on there?
Yeah, there was a little bit of confusion there. It was a bizarre one. There wasn't too many appeals, was there, from the England players? Joe Root, though, was absolutely adamant there was some glove on it. And then, replay showed that there was clearly a pretty big spike when the ball went past his glove. So, Jasprit Bumrah, known for his bowling, shall we say, not known for his batting, was the final wicket to fall. So India have been bowled out for 358. Lots of batsmen getting starts. But the highest score was Sai Siddharthan on 61. A couple of the batsmen passed 50, including Jaiswal and Rishabh Pant. A hobbling Rishabh Pant made 54, but with the ball all about Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes finishing with figures of 5 for 72. The England captain at his best with the ball. He's now just the 4th player to bank 10 centuries and 5 wicket hauls in Test match cricket. The other 3, Botham, Callis and Sobers. He's in pretty decent company. India then, after being asked to bat yesterday, bowled out for 358, and England will come out to bat in about 5 minutes' time, gents.
Just Sam, very quickly, looking at the conditions, the way England have been bowling on that wicket, do you think the Indians will be excited to get out there?
Yeah, I think so. It's been gloomy, it's been overcast pretty much since yesterday morning, and I think that England have bowled in this innings a lot better than perhaps that scorecard suggested. I think in particular yesterday morning when India went to lunch 80 odd for none. I mean, England on another day, if they bowled those first 25 overs again, could have had India 3 or 4 down. So I think it's bowling friendly conditions, and I think Siraj and Bumrah in particular, with that new ball against an England top 3 that aren't firing on all cylinders, I think they'll be licking their lips. Gloomy, overcast. We've seen plenty of sea movement this morning. Bowling friendly conditions.
Thanks very much, Sam. Regular updates from Sam once India get back out there. And if you're overseas, you can watch and listen to it all unfold at the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel with our fine team up at Old Trafford.
I'm going to play poker against Bumrah, I think, after that reaction.
Yeah, his face said,
no, and then
nobody appealed and just, well, he's not going to walk, is he? Let's be honest. There is the spirit of cricket, but then there's walking. Peashooters we've been talking about today.
Yeah.
Weapons that used to be available on the front of the Beano.
Sean's been in touch about that, Paul. You remember collecting Bazooka Joe bubblegum wrappers?
Yeah.
Then you'd send off for a multi-bladed pocket knife.
Oh, yeah, that's moving into a very different world.
Yeah.
Let's stick with Peashooters now.
Yeah,
as the World Championships have just taken place in Wincham in Cambridgeshire, let's chat to Eleanor Herring, co-chair of the Peashooting World Finals. Eleanor, good afternoon.
Hello, Eleanor.
Hi.
These were a staple of our childhood, Charlie, weren't they? The Peashooter when we were kids. We thought they'd died out, but it's great to know that you're keeping the dream alive.
Well, it's great because it's actually stemmed from 2 naughty schoolboys in our local primary school, which doesn't exist anymore, in 1971. And the headmaster caught them pinging other students with dried peas, and he decided to, instead of reprimanding these 2 lads, that he'd take it to the local village fete and turn it into a bit of a competition, and that's where it's come from. So it's been going since 1971. So you're quite right that it's something you used to do as a kid, but it's kind of like stemmed from that and grown into something that you can relive now as an adult and really get involved with.
What's the format then of the World Finals, Eleanor? Is it distance, or is it you have to hit a target? How does it work?
It's a target.
Right.
So it looks a little bit like an archery ring. So you've got 5 points in the middle, 3 points in the middle ring, and 1 point on the outer ring.
And is it bring your own peas?
Oh yeah, is it?
No, so we supply all of the
Right.
peas.
Yeah.
They can only use our peas on the day. They're dried, I think maple peas, and we also sell Peashooters. So our Peashooters have to be they have to be no longer than 12 inches in length, and we sell those on the day for £2.50, and a bag of peas is £1. So it's a very affordable competition to get involved with.
I saw some pictures of young 9-year-old Stellan Smith, who was a bit of a breakout star of this year's World Type Championship. He kind of modelled like a gun. I'm sure he kept within the laws of the competition, but he kind of
target. Did he have cross?
It looks like he's holding a gun, Charlie. Look at that.
Yeah,
I'll just show you that.
He's done a nice job.
So
I think he had two different shooters. One which he'd modelled like woodworked with his dad into the shape of like a sort of a shotgun, and put the pipe on it, and then another one that has sort of almost like a perspex frame around it that was quite interesting. And this year's adult world champion for the Open Championship had actually modelled his out of Lego and had a laser sight in it.
That feels like cheat.
That feels a bit too much.
A bit too modern.
Lego with a laser sight. That's a bit. And so how far?
Well, that's why we actually have two technically world champions in the adult category.
Right.
We before we took over, so we're a small group called the Witcham Events Committee, took over the Peashoot 2 years ago. There used to be just the Open, and anybody could get involved. So you could rock up and get a Peashooter on the day and have a punt. But you could also be competing against other people who had laser sights. And we found that a lot of people were coming and sort of not being put off, but not getting that far because they couldn't compete against those laser sights. So we actually broke the competition into 2 competitions. So we now have a traditional world champion and an open world champion. So the traditional, they just have the pipe that they can get from us, or they can bring their own, but it has to be no longer than 12 inches and just a pipe. Nothing else can be on it. And they're the traditional winner. And then we have the open winner, and they can have laser sights. It can be as funky and interesting as they want. I think someone made theirs out of a teddy bear one year.
Wow. You shouldn't be buying a 3D printer to win the World Peashooter Championship, shouldn't you? You really
someone actually did fabricate theirs out of like steel, and it's like sits on his shoulders. It's like amazing.
They need to get a life, Eleanor. Really, they do. But it's brilliant. Thank you. I'm sure we'll speak again. That was the
Eleanor.
52 years it's been running. That's thank you, Eleanor. Eleanor Herring there, the co-chair of the Peashooter World Finals that took place in Winchester.
Decathlon pole, didn't they? Like that. The Conkers.
We like the
Conkers, the poo sticks.
Oh yeah, like a decathlon.
The shin kicking.
Yeah, you like all of them.
One person does them all.
Yeah.
Be good.
That'd be good.
Good day out, wouldn't
we'll
it?
Get Daly involved. See if he wants to try that particular decathlon. Still to come, Glenn Moore, comedian, Sheffield Wednesday fan. I'll be asking whether I had a very, very, very small hand in the title of his new show.
I reckon.
Will Pugh will join us as well from The Sun, their Transfer Exposed show. We'll look at some of the deals. Ollie Watkins to Manchester United. Paulinho to Spurs. Heung-min Son off to LA. And Xavi Simons looks like he could be off to Chelsea from Leipzig. Some of the deals we'll be covering. We'll talk rugby later, and we'll have a birthday spread.
Alarm bells are ringing in Newcastle. Alexander Isak has not travelled with Eddie Howe's squad for their tour of Singapore amid transfer interest from Liverpool and Saudi. Former boss Steve Bruce told us if the Toon want to make an impact on the Champions League, they've got to hold on to Isak.
They want to be a big club. They've qualified for the Champions League. You have to say Eddie's done a wonderful job. The last thing you want to be doing is selling your best player, especially a centre forward, because where the heck are you going to replace him?
There's more concern for Man United fans today. It's revealed the club are considering making them pay $4,000 just to reserve a seat at their proposed new stadium. That's before they pay for a season ticket. It's common in American sports and could raise lots of money for Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
I think it would go down like a lead balloon amongst Manchester United fans, to be honest. But what we know about Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and we've seen that over the last 18 months, doesn't really care about that, does he? He doesn't really care about the scrutiny and the criticism that comes his way. He makes his own decisions, and I think this would be another very unpopular one.
And Kira Walsh has been speaking ahead of another major final between England and Spain. And the Lionesses sound a bit more confident this time.
We are relentless and we've got belief in ourselves that even in the 90th minute we can get a goal and we can win. And, you know, the Spanish team, they're incredible and they've got some really good players, but I think we also know what we're capable of and where we can hurt them.
The Euros final is live on talkSPORT on Sunday afternoon.
We're going to talk a bit of Lions later on. Jim Hamilton joins us for a chat, the former Scotland lot. We now know the team for the second test at the MCG in Melbourne on Saturday morning. Live and exclusive on talkSPORT. We'll build up from 10 and Jim will give us his take on those that have made it and those that haven't. But before that, we talk boxing, Misfits Boxing.
Yeah.
It's thrown up some interesting stars along the way. And the latest is TV's very own Joey Essex, who has a bit of a boxing pedigree, as I'm sure he's about to explain. He's going to be fighting against Numero.
Yeah, he's a YouTuber, Paul.
Is he
goes round...
Not a magician.
No, he goes round scaring people with a horn.
Does he?
And he got 250,000 views for that.
Okay. It's a bit witless, and to be honest, I hope Joey gives him a good idea based on that.
Take a horn in with you.
Yeah, give him a good idea, Joey. Good afternoon, Joey. How are you?
Hey, Joey.
You up, boys? Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just keeping fit, healthy, training every day. Yeah, I'm feeling good, man.
When you take your top off, let's be honest, which is quite often, we can see you're in good nick, Joey. So you do look after yourself. You're in the gym, aren't you, a fair bit?
Every day, yeah. I'm always like, just in life, I've always been about fitness. I've always just kept healthy. You know, I'll be in my garden skipping just on a random day, even if it's raining sometimes. I've just always just worked out, you know, and always been into high intensity fitness as well. But that's why I thought, why not consider putting all my hard work and of all these years since I was a kid really into a sport. And I've got pedigree in boxing. You know, my dad was an amazing boxer, and obviously Tony Sims is my uncle. So it just sort of fell into place, and it just makes a lot of sense for me to take this opportunity and show the world what I can do.
I saw a comment from you saying you'd once sparred with Conor because Tony trains Conor Ben, and that doesn't sound like a wise move.
Yeah, don't ever do that if you get asked. It wasn't very good. It was funny though, because you know what? Because Tony was really laughing, and it weren't that funny. But like,
they punch really hard, the top pros, don't they? I would imagine.
Oh, they do. Yeah. Like I was genuinely just trying to protect myself. There was no I was like throwing a few shots back, but like that's obviously what you got to do. But there was nothing in it. I was more trying just to protect every part of my body before I ended up in hospital. But I survived, and yeah, but it was something I'll probably never do again.
Joey, I did a show with you. You won't remember it. I did a show with you about 10 years ago called Harry Hill's Tea Time, where you were the main guest, and we
Charlie was the hunchback.
And we created a load of recipes. And on that day, you were one of the nicest people I've ever met. All the crew loved you. Said you were one of the nicest people backstage and on screen. Where does the aggression come from? I haven't seen it in you to be a boxer, Joey.
Yeah, because when they faced off, him and Numero, you wouldn't shake his hand. It all kicked off a bit, didn't it?
The thing is, in life, listen, some people are different, right? Everyone's different. You know, I personally, if someone's disrespectful to me, I just won't shake their hand. Like, that's real life. If someone in the street or, you know, in life is like calling me a prick and this and that, I'm not gonna go, listen, you want to shake hands, mate? That's just not how it works. So I'll shake his hand. I'll respect him after he's had a fight with me, you know? After he's got in that ring, hopefully he don't pull out. And, yeah, you know, and I'll shake his hand after the fight. After, you know, he's in for a good night. So that's what's going to happen, you know? But he was trying to be disrespectful. I actually see him off camera. And I went, you right, mate?
Yeah.
What's going on? And he was like, oh, hey. He was like, oh, he seemed like he was proper. He looked scared.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then when I was on camera, he started giving it. So it's like,
okay,
it's all a front. I can see right through him. It's all a front.
So that's his act. He goes round and he goes up behind people and goes.
One of his big hitting videos is in 2018. He published a video. He went around scaring strangers with a horn.
Yeah. Well,
it seems to me. I've heard a lot of all I've heard about this boy, Lou Moreno, the baked bean. All I've heard about him, is that he's a very disrespectful person. That's what I've heard.
Right.
And like you just said, for me, anyone in life, don't matter how famous you are, don't matter how rich you are, I treat everyone the same. You know, when I'm on set, in my own life, my family, friends, anywhere in the world, I always treat people with respect. And if someone comes to me with a bit of disrespect, then I can play that game. Yeah. And that's why boxing is going to work well for me, because, you know, I've got the side of me which is nice, and you know, I can hold myself together in a situation where things get dirty. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting for people to see this side of me, and I'm excited to show it.
It's Saturday, August the 30th, isn't it? You're fighting. Is your Uncle Tony? Is he helping you out? You've been doing a bit of work with him.
Yeah. Every day, yeah. Tony's working me really hard. Like I've never trained this hard. And like, to be quite honest with you, like people think I've got like boxing, you know, I might box before. I actually really haven't. Like I've trained over the years and stuff, just like tried to train, like, you know, just got in the ring and done a few pads and things like that. But when you get in the ring, it does seem like a different sport to me. It's like, wow, people go, oh yeah, I box. And then they get in the ring and it's a different game, because now you've got someone hitting back at you. You got to think, you got to move, you got to roll, and you've also got to fight back. You got to defend. There's so many things going on. It seems like a very different sport, but I am really, really enjoying it, and I'm enjoying this side of it. You know, actually getting in the ring and having a scrap.
Right. How many rounds? Finally, how many rounds are you fighting over? How's it work?
I'm doing 4 3-minute rounds.
Okay. And
music, walk-in music, Joey?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
That's an exclusive.
Okay.
Can we not get the exclusive on talkSPORT, Joey? Your big old friends, your big old pals on talkSPORT.
Let's just say I'm about to do some mad stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
And in and around Conor, what's he up to at the moment? It's all a bit of a state of flux at the moment, isn't it? We don't know who he's fighting and when he's fighting. He's even been talking about Manny Pacquiao potentially. Do we know where he's going to pop up next?
I see Conor in the gym yesterday morning. Do you know what? We were just catching up about obviously the press conference and everything, but I didn't ask him too much about the fight, but I mean, I don't really know too much, but obviously he wants that Chris Eubank fight, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen, you know?
No, it's all looking a bit iffy. Well, look, Jake, good luck. Is this the start of something you
good
think?
Luck, Joey.
If it goes well, we're going to see you in with Jake Paul in about 6 months?
Oh, 100%. I'm not sure 6 months, but I would say, you know, I'm going to do this, and you know, the aim of this game for me is to get to the top and fight the best.
Brilliant. Well, look, good luck with it. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Joey. Good to talk to you.
Thanks, boys. Thanks, talkSPORT.
There we
appreciate
are.
it. Cheers.
Joey Essex, Misfits X Series 22. He's taking on Numero. And if you walk up to people with a ball and frighten them, then you're going to get a whack.
No, it's his most popular video, Paul. Do you know his most popular video? In case you were feeling like you liked him, his most popular video, OK, acontece ao pedir Uber a taxista.
Right.
Translates as, what happens when you request an Uber from a taxi driver? Just in case you were warming to him, Paul. And that's got 1 million views, so I hope he gets a shoe in.
Don't do that in London when you come over, Numero, really. It won't go down well.
Won't go down well, Numero.
It's just whenever you're with a mate who's a black cab driver, and I have a number of them.
Oh, yeah.
Where that thing of where you occasionally said, I will probably get an Uber home. And do you remember that video, that gif that was ever the dog who's they look at you like
Good way to wind them up.
They look at you like that. Anyway, we're going to
Good luck, Joey.
We're going to be talking transfers, and Glenn Moore's going to join us, Sheffield Wednesday fan. That's not an easy thing to be at the moment, and comedian. We're here with Toolstation. Get thousands of products delivered to you with Fast Track on the Toolstation app. Next stop, Toolstation. Now, all this week on talkSPORT, we're asking, what is the nation's second sport? We know football reigns supreme, especially here at talkSPORT, but what sport is the next best and why? Whether it's boxing, cricket, rugby, darts or MMA, these sports need your vote. If you'd like to join the discussion, just head to the dugout at talksport.com/dugout or visit the talkSPORT app. It's been the talk of the office with some talkSPORT names thrumming their weight behind their favourite sports. Here's Big Alan with his favourite. No prizes for guessing.
A lot of people ask me, Alan Brazil, why do you love horse racing? I go back to when I was a kid at Ipswich Town when we were invited over to Newmarket. Charles St George, who was a big Lloyd's underwriter, used to invite us to the Craven meeting at his summer house. It was magic. Lester Piggott was there, Pat Edry was there, Stevie Cawthon, and the champagne and caviar was out. I want a bit of this, I remember saying to myself. And we go to all the Newmarket meetings. Then there was Ascot, then there was Monday nights at Windsor, the glorious Goodwood. It's just magic, and it's not just about having a bet. It's going down, watch them work in the mornings in the summer when there was no football training. At 5 o'clock, you used to get out of bed, get in the car, go down, first light. Absolutely stunning. Clive Britton used to look after us. And I just love the people, real nice people. It is a sport of kings and queens, but at the same time, when you get the bug, it's hard to get rid of, and I love it.
Lovely mention there for Clive Britton, who used to look after him. Wasn't expecting that at this stage. Big up to Clive. So the vote is now open. What's the nation's second sport? What's your second sport, Charlie?
Oh, I like them all, Paul. I like all the sports.
Come on.
To watch or play?
Tennis
to play.
If they did away with football, you could only watch one sport.
One sport. Oh, I don't know.
I'd be hard pressed.
Wish I'd thought about
cricket or boxing, really, for me.
All the time. Though.
Cricket or boxing.
All the time.
You watch football all the time.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what. Well, quite
cricket,
a lot of the time.
Boxing, cricket. I don't know. I love them both. Really.
Tennis is good. Basketball. I've suddenly got into basketball. I love that.
You haven't named your second sport, though, have you? What is it?
I don't want to narrow it down.
Okay, fair enough. Well, head to the dugout. Just play along. Head to the dugout.
Don't lie, Paul, is the thing. I try not to lie.
Or via the website on talksport.com.
Clive Britton did look after me at the...
Yeah, he did. Well, maybe it's horse racing then. talksport.com/dugout to sign up and join the discussion.
Bill's laughing.
Fun prizes. Fun prizes are also given away every month. So if you join now, you're automatically be put in the next draw. Over 18s only. Terms and conditions apply. Yeah. I did think of our next guest when all the mayhem was going on at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday, my God, as Rigsby used to say, what an absolute mess it is at the moment. Glenn Wall is a man we often turn to on Wednesday when he joins us to chat about his latest comedy offering.
Glenmore.
He's up at the...
he said Glenmore. Glenmore.
I said Glenmore. I do apologise.
Another different
He's another good comic. He's no Glenn Moore.
He's Glenmore.
And he doesn't support Sheffield Wednesday. Glenn Moore, and I should know that because I'd like to think I had a very tiny hand.
I wonder.
And I've got a very tiny hand in the title of this show.
I wonder.
Good afternoon, Glenn. Sorry for calling you Glenn Wall.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Don't worry about the Glenn Wall thing. It's happened more than you could possibly
imagine. I mean, I can't think of a man who... Glenn Wall's been in, and you don't look... you don't look at all alike.
This happened to Kevin Eldon. I was doing a gig with Kevin Eldon years ago. I'd never worked with Kevin Eldon before.
Yeah.
And just before the gig, I'd had a haircut, a more drastic haircut than I've had in quite some time. And I was on stage at this gig. Kevin Eldon came in, and he said to the compere who's on stage, and the compere accidentally said, "That's Glenn Wall." Yeah. And he went, "Glenn Wall looks different." And he went, "Yeah, he's had a haircut." And he was so confused for the rest of the evening that he'd changed country. He'd taken up glasses. He'd taken up Claire Balding's hair. He'd just taken it all up.
Now, your show, it's always a play on words around your name, your shows, Glenn, over the years. Give us one or two examples of previous shows so people get a flavour for it before we announce the new one.
So in order, it went Glengarry, Glenn. The second one was The Very Best of Belinda Carlisle. That was the only one that didn't feature my name. Oh. Then it was Glenn, How Do You Like It? How Do You Like It? Love Don't Live Here, Glenny Moore. The last one was Will You Still Need Me? Will You Still Feed Me? Glenn, I'm 60 more.
So you came in, and I was, because I've always loved...
And now...
The titles of your shows I've always loved. This one is called Please Sir, Glenn, I Have Some More. Yeah. Now, when you came in, I said, I always thought a good one for you would be a poster of Mr. Bumble, of Harry Seacombe with a very angry look on his face, just saying one word, Glenn? And you laughed.
It made me laugh so much.
Yeah, you laughed at the time.
I don't think enough people exhausted in the streets of Edinburgh during the Fringe would have gotten it. And your joke was too good for them. Your joke was too good for them.
But I'd like to think it's great that the Oliver motif lived on and it's still there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I had to convince the person who took photographs of my poster. I had to beg them to be like, please don't make me kneel down with a bowl. That can't, because that
something
picture
else
will be used in every poster I do from then on, and it will make no sense out of context.
Your poster for it is you in what looks like a quite odd yoga pose, but in a two-piece suit and shoes. It's an interesting position you take up. I'm just showing it to Charlie there. It's
very show. It's like a lunge, like a sort of showbiz lunge.
Yeah.
I'm quite the lunger gentleman. What I do is I try and do a pose that it looks normal from a distance, but as you get closer, it looks really uncanny.
Yeah.
And so the way we do it is I just move around loads across the studio, and I don't stop moving. And the photographer takes loads of pictures, and we try and settle on a picture that's me halfway between one pose and another pose, so it's impossible to like replicate again in real life because you'd fall over.
Your shows
so
are always.
I couldn't do it again if I tried.
No, I can see. I mean, it looks a really painful position to take up.
I'm hoping you do the whole show in that pose.
I do the whole show like that. Yeah.
Your shows are really, really funny, Glenn. Obviously, but
that's a good start,
mainly that's a good place to start. You'd be surprised how many aren't in Edinburgh. Okay. A lot of TED Talks going on with 2 jokes, but Glenn's are packed full of jokes, clever wordplay, clever jokes. They must take you forever to write, Glenn.
Yeah, I mean, it probably says a lot that my last show at the Fringe was 2022, so I've spent just upwards of 1,000 days writing the new one. So I hope it's enough. I hope it's enough. It feels weird that it's less than a week away now.
Is there normally a theme, or is it just a fine collection of funny stuff?
Well, usually I do it like, I'm so blown away by other comedians who go like, I try and work out what I want to say first and then I write the jokes based on that. Or people who go, I've got a story that happened to me years ago and then I'll write the jokes based on that. I always just go, I'll try and write all the jokes first, just any jokes that come to mind. And then after about a year, I'll go, it looks like I've got 5 jokes about dentists, so I'll group them into a routine. I mean, it looks like I've got 5 jokes about siblings, so I'll group those together. And it kind of comes together like that. But also, I realised that about 10 years ago, I was driving in America through Death Valley and I ran out of petrol and I hadn't really told many people that story and I thought, that might be quite interesting. So it's about that actually.
That's a good. I mean, that could potentially that could be life threatening. Let's be honest. That's an episode of 999.
Spoiler alert, I did survive, so I have given away the end.
Oh wow,
that's
slightly spoiled now.
Now, as I said, I did think of you when this absolute bin fire that's going on at your club, Sheffield Wednesday, was unfolding. Wow. I mean, we've seen players moving on. Michael Smith and Josh Windass going for Nout. And you don't know if the manager's staying or going. Looks like their buyout has fallen through. These are not good times for a great, proud, big club like Sheffield Wednesday.
No. And I was kind of the only person who seemed to be quite content with where we ended up last season.
Yeah.
We spent all of last season constantly flitting between, okay, we are 3 points away from like relegation and 3 points away from promotion. It's the one thing I cannot stand about the Championship is just it's how flimsy it can often be. But I was fairly content with where we sort of settled because I just always worried we're going to get relegated. And I'm just going into this new season with just not no hope. I do think the manager's staying. But just... oh my God, we're losing everyone.
Yeah.
We've got to try and survive as a club
first.
I've
gone into a new season with, I think.
Yeah, it's very worrying, isn't it? I mean, this can happen to a club the size of Wednesday. It can happen to anybody, really.
What I'm trying to compare it to in my head is the amount of dropouts that England women's team had just before the Euros. And I'm going, well, look how this is working out.
Yeah.
And so if in a few weeks the season started... we're 1-0 down with 80 minutes to go. I'm like, just you wait. I know what's going to happen. She's going to bring on Chloe Kelly and Wednesday is somehow going to win. I'm trying to look at it through that lens. I'm not hopeful, but I haven't really ever seen.
You've got to hope you've got a really strong, really strong youth team, is where you got to hope.
Yeah.
Or you can sign Alexander Isak.
Yeah, that's true.
That may come out the blue later on today, possibly.
Do you reckon?
He may be a big Wednesday fan. He's never let on. So,
I grew up wanting to be playing.
Well, I hope it does get sorted out because this shouldn't be happening to anybody. It's an awful situation. So, where are you at in
venue, Glenn?
What's the venue, Glenn?
I'm at the Pleasance Fourth at 5:30 p.m.
Okay.
I've been in the venue before, but only as a punter. I remember back in the day seeing the likes of Sarah Pascoe and James Acaster and Nish Kumar there, so I'm very delighted to be in that venue. All I do know is it's up several flights of stairs, and that's the only thing I'm not looking forward to every day.
Especially in that lunge pose. You don't want to be
in the lunge pose as well, in which I'm not allowed to move my legs. I'm aware as well of the general mugginess in August in Edinburgh, so I'm worried about what a state of it's going to look like. I see urgent medical attention by the time I walk onto the stage. I'm aware of how much I sweat during a show and how utterly drenched I look by the end and how much I look like a tap. So now adding a couple of flights of stairs into the beginning of that isn't something I'm looking forward to. But the venues are a real delight. It's lovely to be back in Pleasance. It's nice to be in a room like the Fourth. I'm intimidated by the size, but I'm sure I'll have a lovely time.
A bit of sweat never hurt Lee Evans. So
No, that's true.
I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, but Lee Evans could afford a backup suit during the interval.
That's true. Pleasance Courtyard 4th, 30th of July to the 24th of August, excluding the 12th and 13th. Everybody needs a couple of days off. Please, sir, Glenn, I have some more with Glenn Moore up in Edinburgh. Good to talk to you, Glenn. All the best.
You too, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Cheers, Glenn. It's Glenn Moore there, the fine.
He's very good. I know I say everyone's very good.
He is very good.
He's very, very good. A top
I think
player.
a lot of people would have
top player.
seen him do like lots of TV as well, so they'll know his style. Very funny man.
He's good. Okay.
I've got a bit of boxing news for you.
Okay.
Not altogether unexpected, but Alexander Usyk has been ordered to fight Joseph Parker in a mandatory WBO heavyweight title defence. That was the feeling, wasn't it, in the immediate aftermath of the fight? Like Joseph Parker was going to get his chance.
Yeah.
He was on with the guys the other day. He was on the talkSPORT, Talk Boxing show. And he's a really good lad. He comes across very well. I don't know if you remember during lockdown him sending all those videos out. He's like a good, solid...
Joseph Parker.
Yeah.
Very good.
So, I mean, look, he deserves his shot. Is it necessarily the fight you want to see?
Not particularly, is it? But
I mean, it'll cause him problems, but you would expect Usyk to get that done.
Usyk seems to be able to just dominate everybody, doesn't he? That's the thing.
So anyway, it's going to be happening. It will be Joseph Parker next against Alexander Usyk, and I'm sure there'll be lots of reaction to that on the station. We're talking transfers next. We do want to squeeze in a couple more Newcastle fans before 4 o'clock reacting to the news. If you've missed it, Newcastle, you've been on nights, you've just woken up. The word is that Alexander Isak wants out. Wants to explore other options, whether that's this season or next season. We don't really know. Our guest who broke the story earlier on certainly feels that that it could be sooner rather than later. So that was Craig Hope, of course, in the Mail. So, we're interested to hear from you. talksport.com/H&J, text to 81089, tweet to TSH&J. Weapons that used to be available on the front of your favourite comic you're giving us. We had the World Peashooter Championship earlier on. And we're talking rugby. Lions, of course, this weekend, second test in Melbourne. Jim Hamilton, podcaster and former Scotland lock, will be joining us to give us his thoughts on the two teams. We've got the Aussie team as well. They've got a couple of fresh faces in there, some good players. Yeah. Will that make it a bit more competitive this weekend? We'll ask Jim in the next hour.
Alarm bells are ringing in Newcastle. Alexander Isak has not travelled with Eddie Howe's squad for their tour of Singapore amid transfer interest from Liverpool and Saudi. Former boss Steve Bruce told us if the Toon want to make an impact on the Champions League, they've got to hold on to Isak.
The last 3-4 years, we've seen an unbelievable change in the whole dynamics of the football club. They want to be a big club. They've qualified for the Champions League. You have to say Eddie's done a wonderful job. The last thing you want to be doing is selling your best player, especially a centre forward, because where the heck are you going to replace him?
There's more concern for Man United fans today. It's revealed the club are considering making them pay $4,000 just to reserve a seat at their proposed new stadium. That's before they pay for a season ticket. It's common in American sports and could raise lots of money for Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
I think it would go down like a lead balloon amongst Manchester United fans, to be honest. But what we know about Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and we've seen that over the last 18 months, doesn't really care about that, does he? He doesn't really care about the scrutiny and the criticism that comes his way. He makes his own decisions, and I think this would be another very unpopular one.
The plans have caused Simon Jordan to raise an eyebrow as well.
The irony of it is, in one breath, you've got Jim Ratcliffe sitting down, like I said earlier on, saying, please, Gov, we've got no money. And we nearly ran out in November. In the next breath, he's telling you he's going to build a £2.5 billion stadium.
They're building the Taj Mahal in Salford. Yeah, absolutely.
Meanwhile, we understand Man United have spoken to Aston Villa again about signing Ollie Watkins. United would need to get rid of some of their bomb squad first. Villa have shown an interest in Alejandro Garnacho, and they value Watkins at $60 million. There's more on this and loads more transfer news at talksport.com. And Kira Walsh has been speaking ahead of another major final between England and Spain. The Lionesses sound a bit more confident this time.
We are relentless and we've got belief in ourselves that even in the 90th minute we can get a goal and we can win. And yeah, I think that's what's really special about us at the minute. There's respect between the teams and they play incredible football, and we know that we do on our day as well. So the Spanish team, they're incredible and they've got some really good players, but I think we also know what we're capable of and where we can hurt them. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game.
The Euros final is live on talkSPORT on Sunday afternoon.
Good afternoon, Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. We're in the final hour of the show. Jim Hamilton, the former Scotland lock's going to be joining us. We're going to play him a little bit of David Campese. He's been reacting to the Lions squad announcement, up to his old tricks, Campo, as you can imagine. But
we've been very gentle about the whole thing and not said anything.
Yeah, very
controversial.
Very supportive of the Lions. Birthday spread to come as well. We're going to hear from a couple more Newcastle fans reacting to that Alexander Isak news that broke a couple of hours ago that he wants out potentially of Newcastle. Something we may touch on very briefly now as we chat to Will Pugh, the host of Sun Sports Transfer Exposed. Good afternoon, Will.
Gentlemen, how are you?
Yeah, very good, thank you.
I'm trying to think of a different way of saying, wow, these studios are nice, because I imagine it's all the listeners have been hearing.
Yeah, they are very nice, aren't they?
They are lovely, yeah, very nice indeed.
So the Isak story, we spoke to Craig Hope a little bit earlier on. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next. It seems Eddie Howe's going to be talking on Saturday morning our time, and so we'll get some sort of reaction from the club. Unless they react earlier than that, I don't know.
Yeah, it does definitely put Eddie Howe in a difficult spot. I think he was asked recently that he would absolutely be on the plane out to their tour of the Far East, and now the sort of reason that he's being kind of forced to give out to fans and the football world, the wider football world, is this thigh injury, minor thigh injury it was initially described as, and now the line is that the concerns over the long haul flight to the Far East may have aggravated the injury further, it does put Howe in a little bit of an awkward spot. And Newcastle have insisted all summer that they will not accept. Well, they didn't want Isak to leave first of all, but they would not accept a penny less than 150 million. Then the Ekitike story came out that Newcastle were in for him. Many people thought it was a replacement at first. Then Liverpool came in for him, and then people thought that was because they knew they weren't going to get Isak. Now, obviously, we're reporting on the back page of the Sun this morning and everywhere that Liverpool have done that Ekitike deal, and it looks like they now might get both, which will really leave Newcastle in the lurch. You feel like if it had been done the other way around and Isak said, no, I do want to go, he'd gone, and Newcastle got Ekitike. If it turns out the Newcastle are left with none of them, you imagine that there might be a bit of a sour taste in the mouth of certainly the fans and potentially the club.
Now, big story on the back of your paper today is Real Madrid wanting to land Rodri from Manchester City, which immediately struck me when I saw it. Wow, that's high risk. I mean, we haven't seen him play enough football yet post this injury. What we did see him play, he had to go off in the Club World Cup. I mean, it certainly would be buyer beware. I mean, he's a brilliant player, but we just don't know how well he has recovered from a really bad injury last season.
No, quite. And it's impossible to tell, isn't it? It's happened to some of the greatest footballers of our time when they've gone away. And, big ACL injury, of course, back in September in that game against Arsenal. Lots of players are never quite the same, are they? So
the team wasn't the same, was it?
Exactly. Exactly that, yeah. I mean, £100 million is sort of what Real Madrid are prepared to pay. Xabi Alonso was basically fuming after the Club World Cup. They got absolutely demolished 4-0 by PSG and overrun in the middle of the park. So, as is Real Madrid's way, they go, we need a midfielder, so we'll go after the best one in the world. But like you say, there's the line in Martin Lipton's piece on the back this morning was that Pep would be reluctant to let his linchpin go, which seemed like a bit of an understatement to me because he's the Ballon d'Or holder.
And how long's he got left on his contract?
That is a good question. I think he has got 2027, 2 years he's got left, yeah.
Wow.
Well, so, you find out if he is fit. If he does let him go.
You give him one more season and maybe come back in next summer. You wouldn't be paying £100 million.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? If City, you sort of sense as much as initially you go, City fans wouldn't want to see him go. They've got Gonzalez, who's kind of, Rodri light, I suppose. But the thinking being at Real Madrid is that, well, we don't think City are necessarily 100% sure on his fitness, because if they were, then they would have extended his deal beyond the 2 years that he currently has remaining. Yeah. But La Liga is not as a physically demanding league as the Premier League, so you sense they would maybe be able to manage him a little bit better, and maybe they're sensing a bit of a bargain, which does seem wild, calling a £100 million transfer a bargain, but he's the Ballon d'Or holder, of course.
Now, there's been a lot of talk over the summer at Tottenham whether Son Heung-min would stay or not, having won that Europa League, whether he'd stick around for Thomas Frank or whether he would go. But it seems that an actual offer has come in from overseas, isn't there?
Not quite. There's LAFC in the MLS really pushing hard to sign him at the moment. I don't think there's been any official approach yet, as is the modern way these days. Lots of they sort of feel out these deals with players' camps and stuff before bothering picking up the phone to the clubs often. The sense being out of Tottenham is that around 15 to 20 million quid should do it. They triggered an extension in his contract which takes him to next summer in January. And the sense being that was as much for, some of Dean Scoggins, the deputy head of sport of the Sun, Tottenham fan, will tell you, it's Son can do whatever he likes. It's so he can have a final emotional farewell. You feel perhaps a bit more of a financially hard-nosed reason in that to protect his value, gives him a chance to cash in on him this summer. 22 million quid they paid Leverkusen for him in 2015. So, very much a sense. Thomas Frank described it as a tricky situation, which kind of reading between the lines is he's not going to be my first choice.
I thought that in his first press conference last week, it kind of the way he was talking made you feel that he probably was off. He played in the game against Reading the other day, part of the game. Didn't quite look at it, but we expect a bit of rust pre-season. He didn't look quite the same player last year. Last season.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of LAFC. Hugo Lloris is there as well, his old Tottenham teammate, of course, and they've just let Giroud go, so they've got one of their overseas spots available. The thing I find interesting about Heung-min, I feel like he would have so much to offer another Premier League team. Again, if they were able to manage his minutes, and I think that's the problem, is that no team is going to want to pay. I mean, he's £190,000 a week basic he's on at Tottenham with some add-ons in there. there, no team a little bit further down the Premier League is going to be willing to match that sort of salary and have to manage his minutes. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to pay that money, you want exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him. Where else do we go?
Ollie Watkins.
Ollie Watkins.
Watkins.
Very
Now
interesting.
And there's all this talk about Manchester United, isn't there?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 3 years, left on his deal at Villa. Arsenal obviously came in January, but weren't willing to match his £60 million price tag, which Villa had slapped on him, as is the only thing that happens with price tags.
Of course, yeah.
And so the United said to have made a story developing today. United said to have made a fresh approach. A little bit unclear on the exact nature of it at this stage, but United are still in a position where they have to offload players before they're in a position to bring anyone in or sign any new deals. They've obviously done that with Rashford, but you've still got Garnacho, Sancho, Anthony and Malacia are the sort of the training outcasts. But the talk about Sesko and Nicholas Jackson for United as well. I feel like there's a bit of net spreading going on to make potential selling clubs think, they don't 100% want our player, so maybe we won't push them too hard on the negotiations.
And there was also the Emi Martinez story about Manchester United that won't go away. That's been sort of bubbling along all summer, hasn't it, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he did the emotional farewell, didn't he, at Aston Villa before anyone knew that he was actually leaving or not. But I think that would make sense. That feels like quite a nice fit. If you ask me, I don't think there's a huge desire to get Onana out the door, but I also feel like Martinez would be an upgrade.
It does weaken Villa, though, doesn't it? I mean, if you're a Villa fan, he's a bit of a talisman, isn't he? How many times have we seen him get him out of jail in recent years?
It's interesting, though, with Villa at the moment, because they're in a position where Chelsea it was made clear that Morgan Rogers was their number one target for this window. Villa valued him at around 80 million quid, but were absolutely emphatic that they wouldn't be letting him go anywhere this summer. Although they're not in quite such a dodgy PSR position as they were, they still would need to offload players in order to bring someone in. Villa like Nicholas Jackson as well, so if they're going to do that deal, they'd have to let someone go. Not willing to let that be Rodgers this window, but they would rather see 2 other players go. They were very tight-lipped on who those might be, but potentially Watkins and Ramsey seem to be 2 that could make way.
The other one is Xavi Simons of RB Leipzig. There's a lot of talk saying he's getting closer and closer to Chelsea. I was reading earlier on that Bayern Munich have entered
the fray.
The fray, wherever the fray is. What's going on with him?
Yeah, so this is talks between camps. Is basically the headline deal at the moment. No club to club negotiations as we stand. Chelsea still hold an interest in Garnacho, so it feels like perhaps more one driven by the agent, this one in a bid to just get the name out there, and if it's not Chelsea, perhaps put other clubs on alert. But Chelsea are obviously blessed with forward players at the moment anyway, players in wide positions. The sense being that they would prefer Garnacho if there's a deal to be done there. But again, it feels like just a buyer's market, particularly with forward players at the moment. But he fits the Chelsea bill, sort of the youngster winger. I think they'd be able to get him out, and RB Leipzig would do a deal.
Some of these, the market was a touch constipated, wasn't it, in recent weeks? But it's getting done. I mean, things like your careers and things are getting done now. Those deals we've been talking about for about
the Mbermo one as well. That
they got
the first domino.
Yeah. I mean, it does seem to be. You don't get many of those that just come out of left field. You don't get many of those. You go, wow, where did that come from? Often, there is a kind of little build up, a little period to it.
I think, especially these days, so much of it gets done. I mean, the Rashford one was somewhat of a surprise to lots of people, but again, that kind of came out of Barcelona were targeting Nico Williams. And then he got a little bit cold feet. He was very nervous about the registration issue and whether he might encounter those sort of problems again that we saw at Barcelona with Dani Olmo previously. So once he decided to sign that 10-year deal, didn't he, at Bilbao? Yeah. Once he did that, Barcelona are then able to act quickly and go, OK, we'll have you after all, Marcus.
Well, you can listen and watch the Sun Sports Transfer Exposed. We'll keep you in touch here at talksport.com. We have our transfer ticker as well. Will, thank you very much.
Thanks, gents. See you soon.
We'll catch up with you soon. We're going to talk rugby next. We have the Lions and the Wallabies teams for Saturday morning. And we're going to hear from David Campese, who's a bit of mischief from Campo, as you'd imagine. And we'll have a birthday spread for you. That's all to come. We're here with our very good friends at Toolstation. Get fast-track delivery in as little as 30 minutes on the Toolstation app. Next stop, Toolstation. Just before we chat to the former Scotland lock, Jim Hamilton, about the Lions versus the Wallabies at the weekend, Adi Oladipo's popped in. He's up at 4 with Gabby Ogbonlahor Drive. And, we had that news about half an hour ago, Adi, that Alexander Usyk has been told he's got to fight Joseph Parker. It's a mandatory. It was WBO, wasn't it?
WBO, yeah.
It's interesting. You don't think the fight will happen?
Yeah, it's interesting what you said as well, that Alexander Usyk's been told. I don't think any of the sanctioning bodies can tell Alexander Usyk what to do. He's given them quite a lot of sanctioning fees over the years. And I feel with him, at this stage of his career, having been double undisputed at heavyweight, undisputed at cruiserweight, him keeping a belt means nothing. So he, I think, will say, take the belt. And Joseph Parker, you fight the next man up, which could be Lawrence Okoli, could be someone else. And he will then decide what he wants to do. This stage right now, it's all about legacy fights and filling your boots, and his team will look at the names across the table, look at the numbers associated with those names, and who can make the most money and generate the most money. And it could be Parker. I could be saying all this, and it could be Parker, or it could be Tyson Fury.
Well, I think we all know probably generate more money, don't we?
Yeah. And this is the issue. And I feel sorry for Joseph Parker. I spoke to his trainer, Andy Lee, the other day, and he's put himself in a position to deserve the Usyk fight. But the public determine sometimes which way fights go. And I don't know if the public is screaming for Joseph Parker, Alexander Usyk. And that's the issue.
What does Joseph Parker need to do to get more in the public consciousness, do you think?
You know, I was in the ring on Saturday. And I expected and wanted, I know it's not his personality, but sometimes you've got to go outside of that bubble a little bit. I wanted him to jump in the ring, almost grab the mic from me and scream and demand it.
Yeah.
And maybe even a bit of a push and a shove. And all of a sudden I turn to my right and it's Derek Chisora.
Yeah.
And so Derek knows how to play the game. And don't get me wrong, Derek's not going to get the Usyk fight, but Derek knows exactly what you need to do.
Yeah.
And Joseph Parker needs to kind of get a little bit of that. He's almost too nice sometimes. I feel like he's got to fight for it and scream and shout for it as opposed to just waiting for it.
Very quickly, you and Gab, what are you chatting about today?
3 hours, Alexander Isak.
Yeah.
I mean, what would be stupid.
Liverpool, to your Liverpool.
To my Liverpool. Well, yeah, I mean, it does help, doesn't it? I hope that Liverpool make a bid during the show. But look, we're going to take calls from Newcastle fans who I'm expecting to be very angry. You might have to press the dump button a few times.
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to be upset. But we're going to talk about Alexander Isak. Victor Gyökeres has just been confirmed as well to Arsenal. We'll talk about that. Brentford are losing players left, right and centre.
Yeah.
Vissa could be the next one out the door, we're hearing, potentially to Newcastle. So it's going to be a lot of Isak, a bit of Gyökeres, maybe some rugby, and maybe we might squeeze in boxing because Ade's on the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice one.
It's a great show, isn't it?
It's a great show.
It's a great show.
It's a great show, Ade.
We look forward to it. Cheers, Ade. Thanks very much. Ade Oladipo there.
Back downstairs.
That's it. Get back in the cupboard. Ade's coming up with Gary.
Only us allowed in this studio.
Yeah, we're the only ones who can use it. This is our toy. Anyway, before we chat to Jim Hamilton and get his thoughts on the Lions and Wallabies teams for Saturday, David Campese was chatting to Alan Brazil and Dean Saunders on breakfast once the news came out that Owen Farrell was in the squad for the second test. That's live on talkSPORT, of course, on Saturday morning. This is what Campo had to say.
So I knew we were going to get picks. Daddy always looks after. That's a rugby league thing, mate. It's not a rugby union thing. Rugby union don't do that, but rugby league does. I know I'm going to get in trouble, but the thing is, at the moment, if you guys are not going to win on Saturday night, because the game on Tuesday demonstrated you cannot play when you play a team that's unstructured, which rugby was all the time when I played. No one knew what the hell was happening. You would win games. When you're playing a rugby league team that plays is structured, and you saw the Lions, they did well for 14 points. Then they decided to open up, but they were useless. That's what's going to happen on Saturday, mate.
Well, there we are. Typical Campo.
Useless.
Yeah. Let's get the thoughts of Jim Hamilton. Good afternoon, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
How are we doing? You're right. He's a good lad, though, Campo.
Yeah,
he's a good lad.
Yeah, we've seen him on the show.
He knows what he's doing. He likes poking us with sticks, doesn't he? He did a lot of his panto, a lot of it. What do you make of what he said? You agreeing with any of that?
Well, it's desperation from the Australians, and I get it, right? And that is, with all due respect, I'm saying that because of the game, the Test 1, which was almost like a non-contest, really, and all the messages and all the build-up coming out of Australia, the desperation for this tour, the World Cup in 2 years' time there as well, the Men's World Cup, specifically in 2 years' time. They need something from this weekend. So to go 2-0 down and the Test series done will be a disaster for Australian rugby. So I understand what Campo's saying. I've saw shoots from the Tuesday game, albeit none of them players are going to be playing at the weekend. A couple of players coming back in for the Test side for Australia, and Will Skelton, former teammate of mine, 21-stone monster. Rob Valentini coming in the back row, who was player of the season for them last year. So everything's pointing towards a better performance for Australia. But I think it comes down to Campo's comments there, being out of desperation, the need for Australia to pull something out of the hat in Melbourne in front of 100,000, not Australian supporters, most of them will be Lions supporters, but to do something because the world's watching.
Gary Ringrose made a massive call. He would have played, but he had that concussion a week or so ago, and he went to Andy Farrell and said, I still don't feel quite right. Now, he's talked himself out of the team, but quite rightly, because so often players think, no, I'll be fine. But he has to think of his well-being and his family and his future, and you don't mess about with concussion, Jim, do you?
Yeah, gutted for Gary Ringrose, but there is a real positive in all of this, and it's the fact that he's had the honesty in this day and age now to be able to hold his hand up and say that he's not right. Obviously, we touched on it. I touched on the studio with the lads when I was in around concussion and the state of the game. 5 years ago, maybe more so my generation, let's go 7 years ago, I probably wouldn't have put my hand up. I would have played my first test match for the British and Irish Lions and not said anything. And even before that, let's be honest, there would have been an expectation from the coaches a few years before that you would have played, because it was the unknown around the brain and the concussion from the players and the coaches. So the fact that Gary Ringrose, who's got history with struggling from concussion, the way that he plays, the tackling, the fact that it's crazy that he played on Tuesday 65 minutes and then he was going to back up on Saturday anyway. Gutting for Gary Ringrose, but a real positive for our game now that the players can stick their hands up and have the honesty and the confidence for the next generations to come through and be, look, if you're not 100% right, you can't take the field to play a contact sport like our game is in rugby union.
I thought our forwards had a brilliant first half, slightly shaky second half. Down to discipline, do you think?
Down to a couple of things, I think, really. I think the fact that the game was kind of won after 42 minutes, and Australia come back into it. He's made a few tweaks on the bench, so the bench coming on looks slightly different. There's slightly a different profile to it. But, we've been talking about it over the past couple of weeks. The psychology in sport, right? When you lined up against the Springboks and they're littered with Sia Khaleesi, Eben Etzebeth, Peter Steph-Tatoy, Cheslin Colby, these world-class icons in sport. And then New Zealand as well, 8 years ago, with the likes of Sam Cane and Sam Whitelock and Bowden Barrett and like these kind of icons of the game. And then this is, just because Campo has rinsed the Lions a little bit, then you look at the Australian team and you don't really know any of the players. Sometimes psychologically it's really difficult. And the Lions did a job. They were okay, and okay was good enough for them to beat Australia last week. But I do think we'll see a different team this week for Australia, and it'll be a much sterner test.
A sterner test, but by the sound of it, Jim, you still think Lions are pretty much favourites to win, even in front of 90,000 at the MCG.
Yeah, the weird thing is, I was chatting to some mates about it, and there is a part of me that wants to see Australia win, just as a rugby fan, right? I don't know whether that's a weird thing to say, because I'm all over the British and Irish Lions. I've got mates who are playing, I've got mates in the coaching staff. But for the game and to take us into that third test, because I think the Lions win. In fact, I know the Lions will win the series. And if they were to win Test 2 at the weekend, it's done. You can talk about a 3-0 whitewash. No one's really bothered about that, right? It's about the Test series. So there is a part of me that wants to see Australia do well and to win the game because it takes us into Test 3. I think it will be tighter. The weather conditions, it's meant to be raining when we're there. The way that Australia have set themselves up, the kicking game and all of these nuances of the game. But I think we still win.
Good stuff. Thank you, Jim. All the best.
Jim.
Thanks, lads.
Former Scotland lock from the Rugby Pod, that's Jim Hamilton. Coverage starts at 10 on Saturday morning and live and exclusive commentary. You can't hear live commentary of the Lions anywhere else but talkSPORT kick-off at 11.
Very nice.
We got a birthday spread to come.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie, you
can't hear that anywhere else either, Paul.
No, you can't. Well,
they tried. You can have your own game in the car if you want.
Yeah, well, hopefully people will play along and let us know how they're getting on at half-time. But the birthday spread, up next, we'll be joined by Andy Jacobs and, of course, Jeff Peters.
Alarm bells are ringing in Newcastle. Alexander Isak has not travelled with Eddie Howe's squad for their tour of Singapore amid transfer interest from Liverpool and Saudi. Former boss Steve Bruce told us if the Toon want to make an impact on the Champions League, they've got to hold on to Isak.
They want to be a big club. They've qualified for the Champions League. You have to say Eddie's done a wonderful job. The last thing you want to be doing is selling your best player, especially a centre forward, because where the heck are you going to replace him?
There's more concern for Man United fans today. It's revealed the club are considering making them pay $4,000 just to reserve a seat at their proposed new stadium. That's before they pay for a season ticket. It's common in American sports and could raise lots of money for Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
I think it would go down like a lead balloon amongst Manchester United fans, to be honest. But what we know about Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and we've seen that over the last 18 months, doesn't really care about that, does he? He doesn't really care about the scrutiny and the criticism that comes his way. He makes his own decisions, and I think this would be another very unpopular one.
And Kira Walsh has been speaking ahead of another major final between England and Spain. And the Lionesses sound a bit more confident this time.
We are relentless and we've got belief in ourselves that even in the 90th minute we can get a goal and we can win. And, you know, the Spanish team, they're incredible and they've got some really good players, but I think we also know what we're capable of and where we can hurt them.
The Euros final is live on talkSPORT on Sunday afternoon.
Just before the birthday spread gets underway, high time we checked in with Sam Ellard watching England play India, Old Trafford.
England 67 without loss. We're approaching tea, 5 minutes to go. And England are going along nicely, scoring at just over 5 runs and over. Crawley's got 26, Ducky's got 40. Ducky in particular has looked in really good rhythm. He's been really strong off his pads. Kamboj on debut hasn't quite got been bowling in the right lines or right lengths yet. Jasper Bumrah's first 5 overs, he didn't pick up a wicket. India's best opportunity for a wicket was Siraj getting a ball to net back into Zach Crawley, who didn't play a shot, given not out on field. Siraj liked it a lot, convinced the captain to review it. Replay showed the ball was just going over the stump. So England have had to get through here a tricky 13 or 14 overs, but so far so good. And 5 minutes to go until tea. England 68 without loss, trailing by 290 runs.
Excellent, thank you, Sam. So, birthday spread time, a very simple game, a kids' game, basically.
Kids' game, a waste of half an hour.
Waste of half an hour, kids' game, unless Charlie wins, which I believe he did last week.
Good last week.
10 birthdays. Andy Jacobs has collated 10 birthdays this week, really based on if he can get a little funny out of each birthday. The job of myself and Charlie is to try and guess how old these people are. You can play along at home, in the car, wherever you are today, and we always love to hear from you half-time to see how you're faring, whether you're doing better than us or not. There'll be a margin of error that builds because we won't be exactly right, will we, Charlie?
Well, sometimes.
There's no way we're going to get them all right.
Jason Orange.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly right, didn't I?
You got that one right, yeah. So, margin of error, the one with the shortest margin of error is the winner. Good afternoon, Andy.
Hello, Andy. Oh.
Hello, Andy.
Hello, Andy. No, he's talking. He's talking. I can see him talking.
Try turning the volume up.
Oh, there he is. Hello, Andy.
It's great, isn't it, eh?
Pull the wires out.
Yeah, pull the wires out. That's great, isn't it? Great, isn't it? He was just about to start railing at everybody in the studio.
Yeah. This is great.
And then, but he's just basically, sometimes it's his fault. Now, the sad news is we can't see Jeff this week.
Oh, no.
We can hear him. I don't know, it's a technical issue. It could be that Jeff's in the buff again doing it, and they've decided to shut him.
He often shows his guns.
Pajamas.
Yeah,
his pajamas.
How are you, Jeff?
Nice, huh, Jeff?
I'm very good, thank you. You are correct. Charlie did win last week. Trails 15-8 this year, and it's 99-57 overall. So Paul still one away from his century against Charlie.
Nervous 90s. Wow. Nervous 90s. We better get on.
I saw him.
Oh, you can see him. We can't.
We can't see him, Mandy. Don't show off.
You can see him.
All right.
It's your little secret. So, let's get underway then. Here's Pele and Sergio Mendes.
Right, and the first birthday of the week is the well-known football manager and talkSPORT presenter, Alan Pardew.
Pards?
Pards, yeah. Oh. Not many people know, actually, but one of Alan's best friends is the Queen of Pop, Madonna. They used to host party nights together. We always loved going to Madge and Pards.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Madge and Pards. How old is Alan? This is difficult. It's a colleague, Paul, isn't it?
Yeah. You've seen him in the building.
60.
He's probably around that. I'll go 62.
64.
Oh, okay. Wearing well, isn't he?
Yeah, he looks good.
Used to be in the windows business, Pards.
Did he?
Apparently, if you drive around London with Pards, he'll say, I put those windows in. Big buildings, like big commercial.
Oh, yeah, not cleaning them. Putting them in.
No, not putting them in, like fitting them. So in the days when top professional footballers had other jobs.
I'd like to hear the Alan Pardew sings George Formby.
Yeah.
Hear that. And do the dance while he does it.
That's it, yeah. Well, good luck.
Little stick of
and then Madge can do the remix.
Yeah.
So what's the scores, Jeff?
It's Paul 2, Charlie 4.
Thank you.
Charlie 4. Okay.
Faceless man.
Yeah. It could be AI.
AI Jeff Peters.
AI Jeff
Yeah, he's
Peters.
looking very good to me.
AI topless.
Yeah.
Chancellor of Germany from 2005
What,
to
Jeff
21.
was? He kept that quiet, didn't he? Blimey. Kept that quiet. Why he gets those free seats at Leicester. Yeah. Okay, keep going, Andy. Sorry.
Angela Merkel.
Oh, Angela
Merkel. She was staying in the same hotel in the northeast as the South African cricket team, but after a terrible mix-up at reception, she ended up in the same room as Morne Merkel.
When they show Murder, She Wrote in Germany, is it Angela Lansbury? I suppose it is, isn't it? I suppose it is. Yeah. Go on then.
Angela. She should do
The Complete Angler.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
She should take Nigel Botherway.
Isaac Walton. Yeah.
On the bank with Angela Merkel.
Yeah. Okay, so how old is she, Charlie?
It's you, Paul.
Oh, it's me. Sorry, mate. Yeah. 69.
71.
Well done, Charlie. She's 71.
Oh, well done.
Yes.
Direct hit from Charlie.
Very nice.
So what's the scores, Jeff?
It is 4-all.
4-all.
Okay, right. On to birthday number 3, Andy.
Good spread.
Okay, the Muslim activist and singer Yusuf Islam.
Oh, yeah.
Yusuf Islam. And I played cricket with him, actually, in his pop star days.
Yeah.
And Alex Stewart, who was keeping wicket to his off breaks. Very encouraging. Bowling Cat Stevens.
Yes, he was Cat Stevens back in the day. Yeah. Good job neither of us crashed it by saying you Cat Stevens back in the day.
Well, I knew you wouldn't because you knew what was coming.
Yeah, we knew it was coming. Harold's
apparently Yusuf Islam, though, if when he jumps out the window, he does land on all fours.
Yeah.
At all times.
Yeah, that's brilliant, isn't it? So,
work on that.
We needs word, is it, Jeff? I thought of it just then. I didn't know what was coming.
Yeah.
I don't get like a heads up like you do.
Yeah.
24 hours.
How old is he?
Sorry. Yep. This is 84.
I was actually going to say 84.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go 85. I'm being followed by a moon shadow. 85.
No, he's still in the youth team, 77.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, Yusuf.
Sorry, Yusuf, if you're listening. I don't... Anyway, what's the scores, Jeff?
Paul 8 out, Charlie 7 out. It's Paul 12, Charlie 11.
Take it easy.
Yeah, okay. Father and son and granddad. Okay, then. Go on, then.
Okay, it's the...
My hip has broken.
I think he's only 77. He really hammered him. He's only 5 years older than me. Thanks. Okay. It's the podcast from BBC DJ Annie Mac.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Annie Mac. Yeah.
And she's been asked to present Radio 2's Sunday Morning Love Songs with Michael Ball.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're calling the show Mac and Cheese.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. A commentary on that, then.
Annie Mac.
Annie Mac, 45. I've gone a bit old there or not?
I don't know.
She's
been probably about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Annie Mac. She interviewed Stevie Wonder this week.
Oh, did she? Okay. Well,
very nice interview. Annie Mac. I'm going to say, what do you say, 45? Paul? Yeah, you're about right there. 43.
47.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. Wearing well. What's that done to the scores?
Mac wearing well, like Columbo.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, great to see Annie's name in the birthday spread once again, Andy. Well done for Return of the Mac.
Return of the Mac.
Charlie 4
That was
out.
good, Jeff. That was
It's
fantastic.
Paul 14,
Oh,
Charlie
my God.
15.
14.
I'm supposed to say something here, but I've forgotten. Jeff
Oh, I
told me he was gonna do that.
Yeah.
Andy, what you were meant to say at this point was, wasn't that my joke last year? You recycling
Oh, yeah,
my
that's right.
gags.
Once again.
I know, I forgot. I told you I'd forget. We planned it and I still
What are the
forgot.
scores? I can't remember.
Anyway.
14. What was it, Jeff?
14-15, Paul in the lead.
He's from Leicester as well, isn't he? Your Return of the Mac, man.
I think so. Yeah. I wouldn't Google what he's up to.
Okay, no, we'll leave it. So let's go birthday number 5, half time.
Birthday number 5. The presenter from this morning, from 1999 to 2009, and author Fern Britton.
Oh, okay.
Fern
Yeah,
Britton.
fine.
Fern absolutely loves.
Few.
Yeah. Could have been an absolute minefield with that build up.
That's it. Yeah.
Fern, well, it could have been.
Fern
Fern absolutely loves Polish food.
Oh,
She
yeah.
likes to buy the ingredients at a local store. It doesn't happen too often, but every 5 years, Britain goes to the polls.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah.
And the other thing about Fern,
Oh, yeah, Jeff.
is that, she's got massive long fingernails, impressive. They're like claws.
Yeah.
Britain's Got Talons.
Oh, that's yeah. That's
Yeah, that was my one from last year.
Oh, okay, fair enough. It's like a greatest.
And the year before.
She should get those trimmed.
Yeah. How old is she? How old's Fern Britton?
Fern Britton. How old is Fern Britton?
How old is Fern Britton?
How old is she? She is 66.
I think she's probably in that envelope. 67.
68.
Oh.
Good guessing today. Oh, very good.
So we're going to half time, Jeff, with the scores on what?
Paul 1 out on that, Charlie 2 out on that. So at the halfway stage, really good scoring this week.
Yeah.
It's Paul 15, Charlie 17.
Let's see how you're faring, folks. How are you getting on? They've been relatively easy so far. I think we'll get harder second half. Do let us know. talksport.com/H&J. You can text to 81099. You can tweet to TSH&J. Get in touch. Tell us how you're doing at half time. We'll bring you the best of those in a few moments' time. Yes, second half just around the corner. We're here with Toolstation. Download the Toolstation app for fast track delivery on thousands of products. Next stop, Toolstation. Yes, the live sport continues on the talkSPORT network. Dance and the Gang bringing you the World Match Play Dance from Blackpool live this evening. Quarter-finals starting at 8 o'clock. So, check that out at 8. What's happening at half-time in the birthday spread?
Yeah, LA has been in touch. Being a company man, I got a direct hit in parts.
Nice.
Also on Merkel, currently on 9. Very good.
Very good.
One of Alex has been in touch. Alex the Crane Man. One of my better performances so far this week. Currently only out by 60. That's not great, Alex. hope you're better with the crane.
Yeah,
missed the wrong got the wrong building completely.
Yeah, taking a
and Daniel Noy, 26, not knowing a single personality, guessing entirely based on how old a person's name sounds. That's the second half.
Oh yeah, that's
normally,
the
isn't
second
it?
half. It gets harder.
Daniel.
So let's get underway with the second half. Here's Pele and Sergio Mendes. Birthday number 6. I'll lead us off.
Oh. Okay, birthday number 6, the director and screenwriter from RoboCop and Total Recall, Paul Verhoeven. Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a big friend of the new Everton owner, Dan Friedkin, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And he asked Paul if he'd tell one of their long-serving defenders the club were expanding his contract. He didn't really want to, but Friedkin insisted. Roll over, Verhoeven, and tell Tarkovsky the news.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Very good, very good.
Beautifully constructed.
Yeah, if you're going to go long-term on it.
Paul Verhoeven.
Had like a sad bit at 40 minutes. It was like an Edinburgh show.
Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah. The narrative arc of that game.
Yes, I'm at the underbelly with my Paul Verhoeven show.
Paul Verhoeven in the Cloven.
Yeah.
The old rugby song.
Yeah. Put it in the
60,
pool. A bun in the Paul Verhoeven.
63.
He's older than that.
Is he?
73.
Oh, he's 87.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
Wow.
I thought he was in his 80s, but Paul went very low, so I had to,
I thought he was young, Verhoeven.
Just in case.
So what's that done to the scores, Jeff? Disaster for me.
Yeah, you were 24 out, Paul. You're on to 39.
Yeah.
And Charlie, 14 out. He's on to 31. So Charlie leads by 8 with 4 to go.
Wow, here we go. Birthday number 7.
I could have really done better then, but there we are.
Right.
Okay, the former England cricketer Harold Rhodes. Wow. And he comes from an entire family of Italian tour guides who specialise in trips to the capital. Yes, all roads lead to Rome.
Yeah, very good. When he wasn't selected, often they'd say, where we're going, we don't need roads.
That's
a Back to the Future reference.
Oh, of course, yeah, that's right. It's quite niche, that. Quite niche.
I don't think more people got that.
What you got, Jeff?
Well,
the new who Harold Rhodes is.
Yeah.
I once chatted with Harold at a cricket match at Cape Town. He was his usual bubbly, lively, cheerful self, full of smiles and bouncing around.
Yeah, right.
No surprise, really, watching cricket in South Africa and seeing a jaunty Rhodes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
Jaunty Rhodes.
It's not bad, a jaunty Rhodes.
Yeah, I got it.
I got it.
Yeah, I got it.
So Harold Rhodes.
I was nice to Jeff. I got to be nice to Jeff.
Yeah, well, that was being nice. Wasn't it?
I can't see him, so I feel like he's not actually here.
Yeah.
I feel like I can talk behind his back. Jaunty, I can't remember. Harold Rhodes, former England cricketer.
Yeah.
Not a clue. I'm going to say he's 85.
93.
89.
Oh.
Good guess, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good guess, Charlie. Well done. So what's that done to the scores, Jeff?
Both of you are 4 out on that one. So Paul moves on to 43, Charlie on to 35. So still 8 in it, 3 to go.
Okay. Next up.
Okay, it's the poet Wendy Cope.
Oh,
Wendy
yeah.
Cope. And we were on holiday, actually, together. And she said to me, meet me and my very good friend Barry Manilow at my beach hut. And I said, do you mean the Cope Cabana? Come on.
That's pretty good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I don't care what everyone else says.
I don't know what time it is. I don't know what time it is in Melbourne at the moment. It depends, because Alex Cuthbert of Wales and Lions may well be listening. He's a big fan of the birthday spread, but probably not at 5 o'clock in the morning in Melbourne. There are limits. There are limits.
He might get it on the podcast.
He might get on the podcast. Good afternoon, Alex, if you're listening. Anyway, what's next? Yeah.
No, we haven't guessed yet.
Oh, you're gone then.
It's you, Wendy Cope.
78.
Yeah, you're about right there. There's some nice poems, isn't she, Wendy Cope?
Yeah, well, you're right.
Wendy Cope.
Go on.
81.
80? You're on form
wow.
today, Charlie.
Wow, very good. So, yeah, I've got some work to do. What's the scores, Jeff?
Charlie leads by 9 with 2 to go. It's 45 Paul, 36 Charlie.
Okay, 9 between us, right? Okay. Birthday number 9.
Birthday number 9. He's an actor. He was in Z-Cars and The Crown, which is amazing. Yes. Hello. He asked me. Sorry, I haven't said his name yet. John Woodvine. John Woodvine. I don't know if you know him. John Woodvine. He asked me to collect a parcel from his local pub and have a drink on him at the same time. So I went for a pint and a packet of Woodvines.
Yeah. And he was
and then
in
what
the.
happened?
He was. Oh, aye.
Whoa.
See, he's feeling.
Very hard.
Oh, just because we can't see you, Jeff, doesn't mean we can't hear you.
That's true.
Wow,
John Woodvine. Do you know John Woodvine, Charlie?
Not a clue.
He was in.
I'm going, if he's been in Z-Cars and he's been in The Crown.
Yeah.
He's
not a young man, is he?
No, he's not a young man. So I'm going to say he is 91.
I'll go 86.
No, 96.
Wow, I'm going the wrong way a lot today.
Here we are.
So I think that's probably done it for you.
No, Paul. Listen, do me, Paul. Aren't you giving up very early?
Can I just let you know, I should have done this before, it is tea in the cricket. It's England 77 without.
He's concentrating on the show now. He's giving up on the spread. Oh, yeah, and we need to, you must listen to Adi Oladipo after us. And yes, very serious, actually. We should probably knock this on the head and start talking about Alexander Isak.
I mean, you can just sit there and mess about. I have a duty to the listeners. 77 without loss. England.
So bad.
So anyway, on to birthday number 9. Was it birthday number 9?
No, number 10.
We've got any scores yet.
What's the scores?
Let Jeff speak,
So,
for goodness sake.
Paul 10 out onto 55, Charlie 5 out onto 41, so Charlie leads by 14.
I've got to be 15 either way. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. My lights have just gone. The writer and... Hello, what's happening there?
Can you smell toast? Okay.
Hello. We've had a power cut. What's going on? Oh, well, it's... yes, keep going. It's the writer and campaigner, Julie Bindle. Julie Bindle.
Wow.
And, yes... Julie Bindle. She's currently campaigning to bring back the old Ted Rogers game show 3-2-1. But Julie's insisting the show's mascot is called Dusty Bindle. Dusty Bindle.
Writer and campaigner Judy or Julie?
Julie Bindle. Yeah. 15. I've got to be 15.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? 72.
Okay. I've got a choice, haven't I? I'm going to go higher, stupidly probably. I'm going to go 87.
I'm terribly sorry. She's in fact 63.
Oh, eat it! He can't get off 99. Stuck there forever. Absolutely got it. Eat it. There we are. Very sensible it got, didn't it? Very serious.
Well played, Charlie.
Thank you, Paul. It's the new studio. Unbeaten in the new studio.
You are. Well done to you.
100% record.
Thank you, Jeff. Hopefully we can see you next week.
Yeah, that's 4 wins in 5 for Charlie.
Yeah,
15-9 this year, 99-58 overall.
Okay.
See you next week.
Brilliant. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Andy.
Okay.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah. You're off, aren't you? So
I won't see you tomorrow. Max is alongside.
Nice.
you.
Yeah, Max
Rushton, the worst player of the birthday spread in the world. So we don't ask him to play it because it's ridiculous.
I think it'll be him next week against Charlie.
Oh wow! How about that?
I don't know.
Well, I'm here, aren't I? Well, I've been sacked.
Oh no!
Great.
No, I'm off.
Oh, okay.
One of us is off.
I wonder why the gaffer was in the studio. Why is he holding a cardboard box? Anyway, thank you, Andy.
What?
What's that bloke? It's a police officer, isn't it? Anyway, thank you, Andy. Thank you, Jeff. That's
a clock, Paul. He's got a clock.
Yeah, coming. It's a nice clock. Coming up. I'm not here tomorrow, so Max is here with. I'll see you on Monday. But Charlie, you're back.
I'm back next Tuesday, Paul. Next Tuesday.
Brilliant. Okay. That's us. Thanks for your company this afternoon. Adi Oladipo and Gabby Agbonlor are up next. They want to hear from you, as we did today, Newcastle fans. Your reaction to the news that Alexander Isak is interested in a move.